Okay, hello everyone, and welcome back to Back the Log Off. I'm Professor Icepick, and tonight I'm going to be going back to The Legend of Heroes, Trails in the Sky, second chapter. So let's get started. Okay, let's see. There we go. Okay, so last time we wrapped up Chapter 1, so let's get started on Chapter 2. And so the fete comes to an end, but the passion it left in my heart still burns within me. Ah, my only solace is to wait in the pale moonlight for the cool breeze of the sea to still my heated blood. Sorry to make you wait. Sorry to make you wait. Ah, perfect timing. You really are perfectly punctual, my friend. It would not hurt you to learn to be fashionably late, you know. Sorry, but punctual is what I am. Now, what is your report? Oh, let us not be boorish and hurry so, yes? This has been a grand evening. Allow me to savor it a little longer. Really? I'll take that as a report of I really like them, then. Like? Ha! The lovely princess has stolen even more of my heart. It's a miracle I yet live, I tell you. What's more, I met a rival in the arena of beauty and aesthetics. A rival! Me! I shall be quite busy these next few weeks, I think. You really are hopeless. You're welcome to pursue your hobbies, but do not let it interfere with the plan. You need not worry on that score, my friend. On that note, here. Take it! Very good. So, how did your experiments go? Yes, call it a 90% success rate or so. The hologram projector can accurately project for many hundreds of cell kit. The first two or so projections were miserable failures, I'm afraid. After the third, however, the device worked flawlessly. So some cause for concern, but not much. It does function. I'll report to the professor at once. That gospel. Truly it is far beyond contemporary technology, and I don't simply mean its ability to negate orbments. I know it was made by the 13 factories, but how exactly does it work? I'm not sure. I'm not privy to the details. According to the professor, these phenomena are just the tip of a miracle. Ooh, so it's the stuff of miracles, is it? Miracles are the providence of she who dwells above alone. What does he mean, I wonder? Regardless, a few more experiments should make the potential of the Gospels clear. With that... Oh, we've had a number of unexpected actors coming onto the stage this night. How shall this cameo end, I wonder? That's up to how our hidden mouse responds. Ha! Indeed! Come now, mouse! Cry for us! Way! I'm not sure who that little mouse is, but your life is spared, it seems. Thank Adios for your life, rodent. God, look at him go. Bring on the beer! Can't drink no more. Damn it, I coulda. So who was hiding the... Oh shit, it was Kevin. Okay! Thank you, Idios, Saints, and anyone else I'm forgetting for saving your humble servant. Like I need to be told to give praise to the goddess. What monsters, though? So those are the enforcers of Ouroboros, huh? Chapter 2, The Raging Land. Can we at least just, like, walk there, though? I don't want to fly. Okay, we're off to Zeiss. Anyone have anything else they want to do before we go? No, not I. If you can't think of anything, we should be going. I can think of one piece of business. Where did Miss Dorothy go? She disappeared quite suddenly, and I'm curious as to where she could have gone. I think she went to go see Niall in the hotel. That's a good point. I think we should go say hi and thanks before we leave Ruan. Yes, I think so too. We owe Dorothy our lives, really. I wanted to say goodbye to Matron Teresa and the children before we left as well, but I tried calling them from the guild a minute ago, and I think they're out. They are? Aw. I wanted to say goodbye too. Well, we can always write them a letter from Zeiss, you know. I bet they'd love it, in fact. And we can always come back here easily enough if we really need to. Yes, that's true. I'll write them then. Hey, we'll write them! I want in too! Well, come, my friends, let us away to the pulsing heart of the Orbal Revolution and the seat of geniuses. Yeah, but I want to go somewhere else first, though. That's the problem. Wait. No, okay, that's... Back away, not today. Just go lay there. Okay, so... I wonder if I missed out on that quest. Okay, I did. Good. Recruiting great gamblers. Persons confident in... Okay, cool. So there were two things I could have almost missed out on. Pretty sneaky, sis, but I'm afraid it's not going to happen. Alright, let's save the game. Let's do the gambling one. His name is Gamblor. I lost all my travel money to go home at the casino, so I ended up having to take on a part-time job here. May we have a moment? You wouldn't happen to be Lakeisha, would you? Yes, I'm Lakeisha. Oh! Are you the Bracers? Yeah, we saw the posting. Good. You know a little bit about... Good. You know a little bit of what's going on, at least. Are you all set? I'd like to go over the details. Yes. Yeah, of course it's okay. So what can we do for you? What I'd like to ask of you is very simple. Do something, anything, to make my husband lose at gambling. What? That's your request? Win in a game of chance, is it? A most intriguing request. You heard me right. I don't care what game. Just please, win against my husband. He's always been the type to get so wrapped up in whatever it is he's doing that he doesn't know when to stop. I mean, really, he gets a few wins in at the casino, and suddenly he's convinced he's a pro gambler. And I know that one-track mind of his. If he says he wants to turn pro, anything I say is in one ear and out the other. So I'd like you to nip that in the bud before things go that far. I see. Family circumstances, huh? Sounds like things are hard for you. No, I was naive. I should have just refused when he suggested a casino trip. No point in complaining now. Here, let me give you 1,000 mira as a wager. Received 1,000 mira. If you wager this all on one bet, I'm sure my husband will take you up. I sure hope so. Is your husband upstairs at the casino right now? Yes, he's made himself nice and comfortable up there. Last I saw, he was playing cards. Filio's his name. Understood. We'll check the card tables. Do me a favor and don't hold back. Make sure he loses decisively. Is there anything else I can help you with? Any questions? We're okay, I think. You've covered all the basics. The real question is, how do we win the match? I mean, gambling's ultimately luck, isn't it? Yes, but only to a degree. Letting that luck live or killing it takes skill. Whether we can win or not depends on your match. Strategy is the key, to be more precise. Guess we're in for some fun times. If strategy is what you're worried about, you'll be fine. My husband is a total amateur. He's terrible at lying. Every thought that crosses his mind is written on his face plain as day. He's not normally the kind of person well suited to gambling. Ah, really? Hearing that makes me feel a little bit more confident. Maybe. All right, let's do this thing. Yeah, that's the spirit. Knowing the game is important, sure, but having the drive to get in there and win is what really brings it home. I'm in your corner, you guys. Now get up there and knock my husband down a few pegs. You heard the lady. We have to go peg her husband. What a charming little casino. Its equipment looks brand new. Was this established recently? In a way. It just reopened after renovations during the birthday celebration. Hey, now that I think about it, it was being worked on last time. I see. So where is our high-rolling target? Right. His wife said he'd be at the card tables. I'm pretty sure that would be him. All right, come on, come on. There it is, Jack. Ooh, this power on the draw. I feel invincible. It is your win, sir. Know that you fought well, my good man. I'm afraid you just had the wrong opponent. Yep, he's exactly as she said. And that's gotta be him. Let's catch his attention quickly. If we waste time, no doubt he'll get wrapped up in another match. Ah, right. Okay, hit me again. Huh? What's up with you guys? We've heard you know your way around a card game, mister. So we'd like to challenge you. Challenge? Me? Alright, I'll bite. Question is, do you have the Mira? I'm not taking any cheap bets. The wager's 1,000 Mira. How's that? That's a mighty wager. Fearless, aren't ya? Fine, I'll take you guys on. So which one of you's gonna be my opponent? Or maybe all three of you want to have a piece of the fellow master at the same time. That works too. I'm feeling lucky. All at once is a bit crazy. We're not playing old maid here. In that case, good customers, would you like to try a variant of poker? There are a few that allow a match to be settled over several rounds. Sounds like just what we're looking for. I'll say, what are the rules? Both sides choose a lineup of contenders and settle the match over 3 rounds. Each round is normal poker, and the first team to win one match wins. However, your team can only fold one time. If one team member folds, the rest have no choice but to challenge. And it's a 3-round match, huh? Simple, quick, elegant. I like it. Only problem now is that there's 4 of you. It's not like all 4 of us need to play. One of us can sit this one out. That's perfect, actually. If I can, I'd like to be the one to sit out. You sure, Chloe? Students are forbidden to gamble by school rules. I don't want you to think I'm trying to skip out on our job, but it is kind of awkward for me. No, I get where you're coming from. Gambling's not exactly a healthy part of your Gambling's not exactly a healthy part of your daily balanced school curriculum. We can handle it from here, so take a load off. Sorry for the mix-up. And then there were 3. We're well on the road to a climactic 3-round match. Not that it would matter if there were 4 or even 5 matches. I'd win them all anyway. Are you satisfied with the rules as I explained them? Yeah, I'm okay with them. Yes, we're fine too. Well then, allow me a few moments to make preparations. During that time, good guests, please decide the order of your matches. Order? So who's gonna go first and stuff? That shouldn't take us too long. Thank you very much. I'm ready whenever you guys are. Alright, order time. How do we want to do this? Might I suggest that we pick based on our gambling prowess? Full disclosure, guys, I have, 0 confidence in my card skills. I always lost to Joshua. Oh, but I bet you're pretty confident, right, Shara? You use cards a lot in fortune-telling, so I can picture you knowing a thing or two about gambling. Yes, I know a little. I've also got an ace up my sleeve for the worst-case scenario, too. An ace? It's a secret unless we need it. Then I believe we'll have Shara take up the final step. Should good fortune fail us, we'll certainly be in need of that extra bit of luck. That being said, I would prefer to take up the middle. The second match will likely require a great deal of strategy, and I have some confidence in my card game. So you're second, Olivier, and Shara's last, which means I'm first? Yes, that should be relatively easy on you. Enjoy the hand without any pressure. So you say, but I'm still feeling it. Ladies, gentlemen, we're ready. We are ready. All right, we're up. Poker faces on, comrades. Good luck, you guys. Let's win this thing. I love me some poker. This marks the first round of 3. Poker rules in this region are as standard. However, there's a hierarchy among suits. The strongest is spade, followed by hearts, diamonds, and finally clubs. I will now begin dealing your cards. Yay, I've got a pair! Not bad. I could go for a flush, but that's kind of risky. Haha! Ha! My lucky streak strikes again! My first round, and I've already got a great hand. Man, I've got this in the bag. He must have an impressive hand. If that truly were the case, I can assure you that he'd be much quieter about it. Remember, you can't challenge an opponent who chooses to fold. Here's hoping our girl recognizes that. Okay, I need to think real hard about this. Should I swap out for a shot at a big hand or keep an easy one? Ew. This is going to be hard. Hard flush. It's still the first match, so they say you should go for the sure thing, right? Whatever. I'm gonna aim big. Would you like to change cards? Yeah, 2 cards. Sir, I'll change 3. Come on, good cards, good cards. Oh man, I'm so close. But close doesn't cut it here. I've got no hand. Oh, God. Estelle, anyone could see what you're thinking right about now. She wears her heart so plainly that I could... She wears her heart so plainly that I can almost see her hand as if it were my own. I'd heard she was bad at this, but I think even that's generous. Abysmal is more like it. I can't imagine Joshua ever lost a single hand to her unless he did it on purpose. Yes, fell right into my hand while I was waiting. Come, good challenger, come at me anytime. Filio's behavior is no surprise. I wonder how confident he really is. Shoot, I've got no hand. Even if I do challenge, I'm toast if he takes me up on it. Should I fold or challenge him head on? Fold. Phew, we're still in the middle here. Trying to force a win and losing could be a disaster. Would you like to challenge? No, I'll fold. Aw, you're folding? I had a good hand, too. Too bad. With that, I'm afraid your team can no longer fold. Folded in the end, did you? Even we could see your lack of confidence in your hand. Still, you knew when to bow it gracefully. Folding was surprisingly mature of you. I was sure you'd be stubborn and challenge no matter what. Well, I wanted to challenge it, but my hand wasn't great. Besides, it wouldn't have done us much good if I just powered through on willpower alone. And that's a good way to think of it. Still, now we're in a corner. Right, not being able to fold means we no longer have a safety net. Oh yeah, you've got a point. This'll be harder than I thought. Sirs, are you ready for the next match? Ah, that's my cue. May Lady Luck favor me with her grace. We're counting on you. After all the talking you did, I am so not going to go easy on you if you lose. I guess I should have kept the safe hand on it. I will now begin dealing your cards. My, only a pair of 4s? A rather uninspiring hand. Here? No, it might come here. He seems kind of hesitant. Yes, his expression is different. We should probably assume he's got a pretty good hand. Now, what to do? Should I reach my hand out or distract my foe? Either or would make for a worthy spectacle. All cards leaving the pair. I should play it straight here. Will you be changing cards? I will. 3 cards, please. You, sir? I'll take 2 cards. Come on. How did it turn out? 2 pair. Enough to challenge on. Man, I can't read his face at all. What the heck are you thinking, Olivier? He has a surprisingly strong poker face, doesn't he? All right. Yeah, I'm okay. That's a very restrained reaction compared to before. Did he make a big hand? The way he's quieted down is somewhat disturbing, but we can't fold anymore, so it's an all-or-nothing round. Challenge. Will you challenge? But of course. The word retreat does not exist in my dictionary. What will you do, sir? Yeah, I'll take the challenge. If you would please show your cards. I have a 2 pair of 4s and 6s. Challenging with a hand like that's careless. 3 of a kind. I've got 3 aces. Looks like that's the match. Sir, you are the victor. As agreed to in advance, this settles the match. Well, victory is in the luck of the draw, which means there must be a loser as well. And this time the loser is I. I know this piercing sensation. I feel a menacing presence at my back. That stupid bard! Olivier, you knew, didn't you? Estelle, try and hold it in. Are you really in a position to say that? You folded in the first round yourself. True. We folded there, so what else could we do but challenge here? Half the fault lies with you, so don't go trying to pass off blame. I get it, okay? How do we apologize to our client? Man, why didn't I challenge him? We're gonna reload that and try again. And that's what happened. Our best efforts fell flat and we lost. I am really, really sorry. Sorry, there's really no room for an excuse. This was totally due to our inability. I see, so my plan backfired. I suppose there's nothing that can be done at this point. Gambling's a game of luck, and our luck went sour. You realize, though, that I was expecting a little more than luck from Bracers. Sorry. I agree that our aid was less than desirable. There's no greater pain to a man's heart than disappointing a woman of your caliber. Be that as it may, I wouldn't worry about your husband. Oh, why? Hey, Olivier! Come on, let's hear what he has to say. Okay. Pardon me for spilling a few trade secrets, but most casinos have a person who is their ace in the hole, so to speak. Someone who normally doesn't work in the shop, the house's strongest dealer. If I were to venture an educated guess, I don't believe this establishment has played their ace yet. So you're saying that person is up next? Yes, we've lost, so I suspect they'll be making an appearance soon. An ace in the hole? Huh. I hope you're right. What do you think? Can I really trust what he said? I don't know. I think you'll have to judge for yourself how trustworthy that is. Anyway, he'll have to come down eventually. Till then, I'm waiting right here. I'll have to prepare for the worst in case things don't turn out like you said. Well, then we'll take our leave. Again, we're sorry for today. I believe you did the best you could. If anything comes up again, I'm sure I could still count on you to take on the job. Yeah, ask us anytime. Okay, we're gonna load. It's a good thing that I, saved right before this. Okay, so... Okay, we're gonna try something a little different this time. Alright, I forgot about fast forwarding. Oh wow, yeah, you can really fast forward in this. I like how one of the dealers' names is Fuego. Okay, this time we're taking the safe bet.
Yay, I've got a pair. Heh, not bad. I could go for a flush, but that's kind of risky. It's still the first match, so the theory's to go for the sure thing.
Would you like to change cards?
Yeah, 3 cards.
Sir, I'll change 3.
Come on, good cards, good cards. No change, huh? Well, I've got a pair, so at least I've got an okay hand. You're so obvious, Estelle.
I doubt he could read her the way we can, but one can never be too careful.
If things go sour, I'm sure it'll be plain as day. I'd heard she was bad at this. Understatement of the century.
Yes, fell right into my hand while I was waiting. Come on, good challenger, come at me anytime.
Felia's behavior is no surprise. I wonder how confident he really is. I've got a pair, but it's up to his hand if I win or not. Should I fold or challenge him head on?
Challenge.
Fold and admit I lost? I couldn't do that for anything.
Who would you like to challenge?
Of course I am! Duh!
What? Are you sure? I've got a really, really great hand, so...
Yeah, whatever. I don't really care. If it's that good, why don't you hurry up and bring it on?
What will you do, sir? What to do? I could win with this hand if I challenge, but... no, I'll fold. With that, sir, I'm afraid you can no longer fold starting with the next round.
All right, I did it! Good work out there. You took a strong stance and it paid off. Yeah, I'm just glad I didn't lose.
What you did was more than winning. Our opponent is now cornered.
Oh, I almost forgot. You can only fold once. Exactly. We won the first match, but it only takes 1 win from him for us to lose the bet. Agreed. We'll have to proceed carefully.
Sirs, are you ready for the next match? Ah, that's my cue. May Lady Luck favor me with her grace.
We're counting on you. After all the talking you did, I'm so not gonna go easy on you if you lose.
I will now begin dealing your cards. My, only a pair of 4s? A rather uninspiring hand.
Here?
No, it might come here.
He seems kind of hesitant. Yes, his expression is different. We should probably assume he's got a pretty good hand.
Now, what to do? Should I reach my hand out or distract my foe? Either or would make for a worthy spectacle. Let's play the game of deception. Will you be changing cards? 1 card only, please. You, sir? I'll take 2 cards. Now, how did it turn out? No change to my hand, then. In that case, the rest is up to my foe.
Man, I can't read his face at all. What the heck are you thinking, Olivier? He has a surprisingly strong poker face, doesn't he?
All right. Yeah, I'm okay.
That's a very restrained reaction compared to before. Did he make a big hand?
The way he's quieted down is quite disturbing. Now then, what should I do? Fold. Our foe's already folded once, so he will have to challenge this time. It's dangerous to corner an already wounded beast. Will you challenge? No, I'll fold. It takes cunning to know when retreat becomes the more respectable strategy. Folded, did you? Oh, you seem quite disappointed. If I wasted a good hand of yours, then may you have my most heartfelt apologies. No, it's nothing like that. I didn't have much of a hand either. As of the next round, neither side will be able to fold.
Would you look at that? He folded! He probably figured out the odds were in Felia's favor.
I've returned, my loves. Did you see? My calm and expert assessment of the situation was flawless.
But did Felia really have a good hand? If you challenged, you might have won.
I'd say it is almost a certainty that he had a much stronger hand than mine. Methinks if I had challenged, I'd be swimming in a sea of tears by now.
Don't you think that's a wee bit dramatic? Now that both sides have folded, neither of us can back down from the final round. Yes, exactly. We'll be settling this cleanly in the next match. Next is Shura's turn, huh? Cool! I've got a hunch that things will work out just fine. Hopefully. Well, we'll see if Idios is in a generous mood.
Are you ready for your final match?
The curtain rises. Well then, Shura, let's see what you can do. I'll try not to disappoint.
You are both prepared, I hope. We will now begin the final match.
So it turned out like this, did it? Is it trying to tell me to chase a better hand? Now how's my opponent looking?
I've got it! It's here! Could it be? No, it's nothing. Don't worry about it, really. Ah, what a cruddy hand. Oh man, I'm done for.
He's changed his tune. Yes, he's acting like he's got a good hand. Now, how will you proceed in turn, Shura? One look and it's clear that Philia's got a big hand. In that case, a normal hand stands a high chance of losing. Should I go for broke and pursue a straight flush, I wonder?
Exchange everything but the spades. Would you like to change cards?
2 cards, please.
And for you? 1 card, please!
How did it turn out?
Oh!
Alright, that was a good draw. I just need 1 more card. Phew. I just have to pray my fingers haven't lost the sense.
Do you have your cards? Now, if you would, please show your hands. Okay, I'll show first. Oh. All right. Come on. Come, please. It really did come. Look at this. It's a royal straight flush.
A royal somethinger? Isn't that the strongest hand? It'll be hard to win against that hand.
Please show your hand as well, miss. The conclusion of a match is never known until the last card is on the table.
Indeed.
Showing your cards won't help. Not when I've got the best hand a guy could ask for.
Oh, is that really so?
Oh, here we go.
Huh? What is it? Just now, wasn't Shura's hand? Sorry, I think it was my imagination. Certainly. I believe this game has strong and weak suits, yes? Then I'm afraid we can't call your hand the greatest yet. My hand is the same, a royal flush. However, the Queen of Spades, it seems, has smiled on me.
No way! It certainly is decisive. But you have spades. In that case, your hand trumps Filio's. You're kidding! This match is yours, miss.
Phew, my goodness.
Please check your wager. Receive 2,000 mira.
I don't know how, but we won. I can't believe it.
What a splendid turn of events.
Shura, great work. I can't believe you turned that around. Aw, you're just the best.
A good show.
It's been a while since I was that nervous. I'm just glad I didn't stumble all over myself. Huh? What do you mean?
Oh, it's complicated.
Wait a sec. No way! Oh, didn't you realize? I thought you and Olivier had seen through it. I can't believe you... No wonder something was off. You know how it goes. Sometimes it takes a thief to catch a thief. All right, let's go report to the client. I don't think they noticed, but it's probably best if we don't linger. Works for me. Let's go give Lakeisha the good news. Really? You really beat my husband? Yeah, it was rough, but we took him down. This here's your wager. The 1,000 mira has doubled after our win. Ah, that's fine. You can have that. Think of it as making up for how cheap the job pay was. Huh? Are you sure? I mean, I'm grateful, but, you know, are you sure what we did is enough? I don't know if your husband will learn his lesson just because he lost against us. Even if he doesn't, I'm sure the casino will finish the job. They're professionals in their own right, after all. There's no way they'll let my husband keep on this winning streak of his. And that's a good point. If that's the case, we'll be moving along. Is that okay? Yes, it's fine. You've done more than enough. I'm amazed you took a bizarre request like this as seriously as you did, but you guys have been true professionals. You've done the Bracer Guild's reputation justice in my eyes. Thanks. We're just doing our job, but it feels awfully good to hear you say that. If anything else happens, I'll be sure to look you guys up. Yes, we'll be here anytime you need it.
Hooray! We completed the job. Hooray! We did it. Okay, so. Oh yeah, that's how you do that. Okay, I'm gonna go beat up that boss, and then it'll be on to. Okay, I've got 4 party members and no dead weight. Also, we're probably a bit stronger than the last time too, so that'll probably help as well. Exterminate! Ow. 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 Oh no, that's not good. Oh, come on. Ah, bullshit. Okay, that was great, actually. Okay, let's go back to town and... I swear, it feels like this controller is malfunctioning a lot more tonight than it usually does. Alright, let's see. Oh yeah. Did I ever get that food here? I think I did. I definitely got that one. Alright, let's check the recipe book. Sea breeze soup. Yep. Alright, let's go to the hotel and heal up,
What really matters is character. I've decided to vote based on which candidate proves to have the best character. I'm playing outside with Atkit today. It's so much fun. Mama's been staring at that poster for a while, but the guy in the poster isn't even that cool.
Alright. Dun 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 dun. Alright, shop. Buy. Got that. Well, at least now everyone's got one of the Grinning Great Gamblers.
Good work. Seems you safely achieved your goal. If you have any jobs completed, come by and report some.
Okay, looks like that's all of them. Let's save the game and let's move on to the next area. Guess we're probably gonna go by airship, right? Let's go check. Let's see. Yep, here we go. Welcome! You're the group of braces heading for Zeiss, right? Yes?
Uh-huh, that's right.
We just got word from John. The guild's already paid your fares. Would you like to check in now, or...?
It'd be best to stay here and wait for the ship once we check in. Are you sure you've done everything you want to do here in Ruan?
Just give the word when you want to check in, then. Actually, I kind of do want to check some more stuff out here. Door's locked, and door's locked. I'm gonna miss being able to play poker. Dangerous combustible objects prohibited. It probably won't be long before Todd is able to work on his own as an engineer. Once that happens, Clive will finally be able to join the research team. Job's gonna get busier, but well, I'll do my best for my staff.
The ramp's orbital mechanism is okay. Alright, we're ready for docking anytime.
He just looks like a little boy. Let's see, next up is the Cecilia. At the moment, it'll arrive at Ruan on schedule, we heard. If you intend to use it, you should check in soon. This was a very productive trip. There are a number of spots I'd like to pick up as a tour guide. Now, time to go to the capital and negotiate with the airship company. Okay, I want to check out the prizes at the casino. As we know, Dojo Casino, it's all in the mind.
Until then, I'm parking my BART right here until my husband walks down those stairs. Even if he decides to keep playing till he's got nothing left, the casino will show him what's what soon enough.
Huh. He's in the... He's over here, then. This loss is but a small stepping stone on my path to glory. This is nothing. Time to win a bunch and earn it all back. Exchange medals, prizes. Yeah, I kind of actually want the long barrel. I don't have enough medals, though. I'll do one quick last little gamble before we call it quits. Play poker. Begin. Choose hands, choose cards to hold. We'll hold on to... Oh, 2 pair. Okay. Change. Ah, nuts. Oh well. That's fine. Would you like to continue to play? Yes. Okay, we're gonna hold on to the 10s. Hope that we get something better here. Nope. Okay. Yeah, continue to play. Oh. Wait, oh, what did I do? Oh, okay, good. That worked out for me, actually. 2 pair. Huh. Yep, I will continue. Ooh. Change all. Ah, nuts. Ah, I should have quit while I was ahead. Okay, let's try that again then. Oh, okay. Okay, 2 pair. Good start. Yes. Let's see. Change them all. Hooray! 1 pair. All right. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I'll continue to play. Let's see. Oh, okay. Yeah. No, we got a good hand there. 2 kings. Change all. Okay, all right, yeah, no, we're gonna fold now because that's like that's a fair amount of what I need. Okay, begin. Yep. Okay, we're gonna try this again. Ew. Change all. Ah, rats. Hold on to the 4s, change the rest. Change them all. Let's see. Dang. Yeah. Well, okay. Fair enough, then. That's fine. I almost had a way better hand, but, I mean, I'll take it. Let's see. Choose cards to hold. None of them, because they're all garbage. I almost had a straight. Rats. Raspberries. Oh. 3 of a kind? Yes, please. Oh, another 3 of a kind. Okay, cool. 16. Okay, let's try again. I don't like that one bit. Change them all. This is gonna hurt. Oh, shit! Okay, no, we're gonna hold on to that money, because we're already, like, halfway to where I want to be. So, let's see. Garbage hand. Oh no, I lost I lost 10 medals. This is kind of the worst. Oh, okay. I can work with this. Okay, another single pair hand. Let's see. There's nothing here, so let's... rats. Alright. I mean, I doubt it, but wouldn't it be cool? Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. That's fine. Let's see. This is a garbage hand, but let's see if we can make some magic here. Oh, hey, we did. Again. Okay, yes. Let's see. And there's not really much I can... Oh. Man, they love giving me these, like, things that look like they could turn into flushes, but they're actually straights. Okay, I always try to keep on to the sure things, honestly. I know that seems pretty cowardly, but okay. One more. Let's see. This is going to suck, but let's see. Okay, cool. All right, yeah, no, 320. It's fine by me. Okay, we're almost there. We don't have much left, but okay, let's see. We're gonna try for a flush. We didn't get one, but that's fine. Oh, okay, we got 3 of a kind here. This is 4 of a kind. Holy free holies! Yeah, okay, that's exactly how much I need. And I still have a little playing money afterwards, in fact. Okay, let's see. Exchange medals, prizes, long barrel. Yes. Yes, I will exchange for a long barrel. Okay, we're gonna give that to Olivier to make him that much cooler. And Chloe will get the pearl earring instead. And shit, man. 4 of a kind, though. I was not expecting that. Don't get me wrong, I'll take it, but...
To gather, to connect, to be severed, and to be blown apart. Just like the clouds in the sky, in exchange for one's freedom, one must bear countless farewells.
Man, lady, what's your problem? Welcome to candidate Norman's election option. They're in the middle of a very critical meeting, so I'm afraid I can't let you pass. I'm sorry, but if you have business, please come again another time. Okay, well... Oh, whoop. For now, I've taken on a part-time job to help with the election. I've just started, but I guess things are going okay. Thankfully, my dad's too busy to have much time to worry about me, it seems like. Oh, hey, there they are.
Hello! Hello,
Huh, you guys. I heard from Dorothy that you guys solved her little ghost problem.
Yeah, we did, but is Dorothy okay?
She was yammering on Drowsily about what happened. When she was finished, she conked right out, so I had to put her to bed.
I'm afraid we did drag her along with us in the dead of night. Not only that, but we owe her our lives. She's earned a bit of rest.
A real reporter can do a good week without sleep when he's got a scoop. Oh yeah, some of the stuff she was talking about was wild, but she didn't really explain it all. Mind if I ask you guys a few questions?
Sure, go ahead.
Estelle gave Niall an outline of their encounter with Blue Blanc and answered his questions.
Alright, I think I get it now. Son of a Phantom Thief B himself is in Liberal, and he's one of those Ouroboros people? Kinda wish I hadn't heard that.
What? Niall, you know about that masked weirdo?
Oh yeah, he's a famous thief who's caused a stir in every major city on the continent. If he wants something, he'll get it. And he always steals things with a big old show. For a phantom, he's got a love of drama, that's for sure.
That certainly matches the man we met beneath the schoolhouse, yes. He even admitted he's Phantom Thief B from those cards, so...
Like I said, though, thievery is one thing, but he's also a lackey of the society? Wouldn't think Ouroboros would have use for someone like him, but at the same time, if they do, it's terrifying.
Niall, I'm curious. Do you intend to write an article about what happened?
Nah, the guild and the Royal Army asked me not to report on anything to do with the society. I'll probably end up writing about someone's ill-intended crime of pleasure or something.
With the coup d'etat foiled, the kingdom is beginning to settle. I do see the wisdom in this. There's little sense in terrifying the populace with news of a dangerous secret society just yet.
Yeah, I ain't happy about it as a reporter, but I guess I see where the government is coming from. Still, if anything else happens, tell me about it, yeah?
Of course. Anyway, we're off for his ice.
Oh, right. I got a draft I need to write up, so I can't see you off, but... Want me to wake Dorothy?
No, it's okay. She's fast asleep, and I'd hate to disturb her. Give her her best when she gets up, okay?
Will do. Be careful, guys.
Oh.
So cute.
If anything else crops up, let me know. Later. However the election turns out, I'll be on the job here. That's how it's been until now, and it ain't gonna change.
Oh, hey.
Hey, you guys! Hey, you guys! You're bracers, right?
Yeah, something wrong? You look kind of frazzled.
There's something I'd like you to investigate urgently. Could you come right now?
Yes.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks, I owe you one.
So where should we go?
Head to Norman's election office. It's on the top floor of the hotel. Here, I'll show you the way.
I've already been there.
I'm telling you, I didn't do it. Hurry up and let me go home. I've got work to do.
Now, calm down. Just bear with us until the bracers arrive. Once our investigation's done, you can leave. Speak of the devil. See, here they are.
That sure was fast, Hirio. Yeah, I lucked out and ran into some bracers right away. This is Norman. I'm sure you've seen him on posters around the city.
One of the guys running for mayor, I think. I'm Estelle Bright of the Bracer Guild. I'm Sherazard Harvey, also a bracer. So let's get to it. What happened?
One of our campaigneers, Dells, was injured by someone. In other words, it's an assault case.
An assault? Well, that's never a nice thing to hear. Is the victim okay?
Yes, he's still here. He was unconscious for a bit, but it was, thankfully, nothing serious.
Phew, good to hear it.
There's nothing good about it. The back of my head still hurts like you wouldn't believe.
The back of your head, huh? Were you attacked from behind?
Yes, ma'am. Right out of the blue, too. I was taking a breather on the balcony, and all of a sudden, from behind, thud!
How vicious. Ouch, sounds nasty. When did the incident occur? Give us any info that happened before and after.
Sure, it happened today, just after lunch. Norman and I were checking out a potential location for a speech by the bridge. Koopa here had just turned up then. When I talked to him, he said he had some important business with Norman.
What kind of business?
Portos told me to come apologize for that mess on the bridge. It's not like it's my fault, but I did sort of make it worse.
I see. So you came to say sorry for the scuffle.
Yes, but Norman was still very busy at the time. We'd asked Cooper to wait in the office area, and that's when I showed him to this room. I had returned to the hotel not too long after. I entered the room with Hirio, who had been waiting outside the office, and there was Dells unconscious on the balcony. And Cooper was right there, standing over him.
I'm trying to tell you, why does that make me the criminal? He was already out cold when I'd reached the balcony.
I understand what Cooper's saying, but it's only natural to suspect him given the circumstances. There was no one in the room except Cooper and Dells.
Is that true?
After I brought Cooper, I was on watch outside the door. No one entered until Norman got here. No matter how you look at it, that means these two were alone.
You're absolutely positive?
Yeah, it's true, but it's like I said. When I went out to the balcony, Dells was already on the ground.
So let me get this straight. The crime was already committed by the time you came, is that right?
Yeah, exactly.
Ah, thank Idios! Finally, there's someone who gets it!
In that case, it'd have to be someone who entered the room before Cooper. Dells, do you remember anything?
It's possible that someone came in. People go in and out of this office all the time, though. Even if someone had, I wouldn't have thought much of it.
Fair enough. It's an election office, so that makes sense. At least we have a good idea of what's going on. The culprit behind this attack must be one of two people. Cooper, or someone who came before him into this room.
That is a very awkward way to phrase that.
We should be able to narrow it down if we get enough proof. Think we ought to start questioning? If there's nothing else to be claimed here, yes. If you gentlemen can think of anything else, please let me know.
Please let me now. Please tell me how. Please tell me now.
Even if it seems trivial or unimportant.
All right then. I have one more thing I'd like to add. There was something that occurred to me as I was looking through the room after the incident.
Were there signs that had been rummaged around in?
Not at all. Just the opposite, in fact. It actually felt like it was cleaner than before.
Huh? Is there a serial cleaner on the loose?
One way to interpret it would be as a disguise to hide the fact that the room had been searched. And of course, it appears they went too far, inadvertently arousing suspicion in the process. That's not a bad train of thought. Incidentally, who are you? I was waiting for that question. I'm a traveling bard, a poetic soul wandering the wilds, a genius
Sure, but if nothing's been stolen, then isn't the idea that it's a disguise pretty weak? At this stage, I don't think there's any point in worrying about motive. I agree.
You've grown even bolder since our last rendezvous, Estelle. Your training at Little Uncle was most fruitful. You're simply stunning.
Olivier, just ignore him. Now, if there's nothing else you can tell us, we should get to questioning.
Certainly.
She's begun to master how to handle Olivier, I see.
Good luck with the investigation.
We'll come report once we have an answer.
Good. We're counting on you to get to the bottom of this.
Now, how shall we go about things? I mean, this hotel is pretty big. It's best if we split into two. Estelle, go with Her Highness. I'll go with Olivier. We're lucky to have them as assistants, so let's make good use of them. Good point. Ready to kick some investigation butt, Chloe? Of course.
Assisting companions is only natural for a hunter of love.
You sure don't miss a beat, do you? All right. Our first order of business is to gather information on the suspect. If you go around asking about Cooper, something should turn up. Should you get a clear picture of the criminal, come back here. So once we've found the criminal, go report to you? No problem. Let's go see what we can find out.
What would you like to ask about? Cooper's face went white as a sheet the moment he saw us. He was certainly dismayed at having been witness at the crime scene. Cooper was standing next to Dells, who was lying on the ground. He looked at me and seemed very surprised. He wasn't excited or worked up, but he did appear tremendously shocked. I'll say it as many times as you like. I only found Dells. If we'd been fighting, someone would have heard a sound, but no one said anything, did they? Of course they did, because I was politely seated on the sofa. I lost consciousness immediately, so I didn't see who hit me. Even catching a glance would have been better than nothing at all. A sound, you say? That'd probably be the sound of me getting hit. Heard a hell of a bang in my head, that's for sure.
Well, yes, Cooper's right. I was standing in front of the door, but it was quiet the whole time in the room. If there had been some kind of argument, I'm sure I would have noticed.
As Cooper said, I didn't hear any loud noise either. I was in the lobby at the time, but if grown men were fighting, I'm sure I would have heard something. If I'd fought with Del, someone would have heard something. Mr. Cooper is a guest who comes here only on very rare occasions. Mostly we have his patronage for work-related gatherings. A sound, you say? Unfortunately, I heard no such thing. Empty. Whoop. Also empty. Basementy. When Cooper came to the hotel, I was in the lobby. I don't know, he looked angry, I guess. I thought something might happen. And then, just like I thought, something happened. A sound? I didn't really hear anything. Yeah, he looked pissed off to me. But it was right after that big mess on the bridge. It's only natural he'd be angry. Haven't you left yet?
Yeah, actually a key suddenly popped up.
What do you mean?
Well...
Estelle explained the assault case to Niall. I see.
Huh? You don't seem too interested.
Yeah, I doubt it's big enough to make an article out of. Well, just in case, once you solve it, tell me what you got.
Yeah, will do.
I wonder. Okay, same line, same dialogue. Alright, that's fine. Yeah, I know him. He's that young fellow working at the harbor. Like everyone else these days, he's been involved with the election. Oh, a sound? Thinking about it, I did hear a loud noise from above.
Above from here? You mean the balcony?
Probably around there, yeah. It was an impressive sound, like something had been run into something else with a smack. Can't recall exactly when I'd heard it, though.
That's too bad. Still, this is good stuff to know. Thanks, sir.
Oh, was Cooper that angry? Well, youngsters get worked up so easily these days. I was angry? That's crazy. If you're gonna say that, Hirio's attitude was way worse than mine, I think. The moment he saw me, he made this real nasty face. Try asking her about Hirio. I bet you'll turn up some dirt. Him and Dell's are rivals competing to be the number 2 in Norman's camp. And I'm sure they couldn't come to terms and ended up in a tussle. Is that so? I'm not sure I can really help with that. There's no way Hirio did it. I'd testify to it myself. There's no bad blood between us whatsoever. We even work together. Ow, sorry, I got excited and it made my head hurt. He didn't seem particularly angry when I met him at the bridge. Well, perhaps something happened while he was being led to the hotel. Is that so? I'm not, okay, fair enough then. It's unbelievable that you would suspect Hirio. In the first place, you're suggesting that he would hurt his co-worker? And what could possibly motivate him to do such a thing? Was Cooper angry? Didn't really look that way, but... An unpleasant expression, you say? Well, of course, after a fuss like that, who wouldn't? What does that have to do with the case? Hirio's got motive too, right? Him and Dell's our rival competing to be number 2 in Norman's camp. I'm sure they couldn't... Okay, yeah, no, I already saw that line. I fear I cannot agree. Mr. Cooper seemed generally normal. You doubt even Hirio? He isn't the kind of person to resort to violence. Hirio is a most loyal man. He would never commit such a criminal act.
Oh? Are you done questioning in the office? Yes, we're done here. How about you? It's going okay, I guess. I'm still checking out stuff. Keep it up and don't get careless. Leave it to me.
That was so weird. That was kind of fucking weird, actually. So, you're checking out Hirio. He did kind of look unhappy when he got back to the hotel. That's probably because he was with Cooper, though. What is it? Sorry, but I need to focus on the drafting for my article. Deadline's coming up. Hirio's that young merchant fella, yeah? If he wants to be a merchant, I think he needs to have a bit more oomph to him, you hear me? He's got gullible written all over him. He'll get people ripping him off at every turn if he doesn't shape up. Oh, is Cooper that angry? Well, okay, alright. Do I even have enough evidence?
Do you know who the criminal is? So who's your suspect?
Never mind.
What? Changed your mind? Well, go investigate more then.
I had an unpleasant. Okay, yeah.
The people at the front are acting most peculiarly.
Peculiar. If you push them with questions, you might uncover something new.
Wait, this way's the exit. I better get back to questioning.
Why would you imply that I could go out front if I can't?
What is it? What's on your mind? If you're hiding something, you should just come out and say it. Trying to hide things will only lead to bigger trouble.
I'm sorry.
Feel like talking?
Yes, actually. I saw him. I saw Hirio on the second floor.
And when was that?
Right after lunch. Hirio went out with Norman, but... However, shortly after that, Hirio came back and ran up to the second floor.
Wow, that's kind of important to know. Estelle, I want you to pursue this lead. I want to look around here for a bit longer. Got it!
Yeah, we had paella for lunch. I ate on my own in the lobby. It's kind of suffocating to eat in the same room as my dad. Still, you know what? My dad's pretty unfair. He feeds us normal, boring stuff, then gets a special paella just for himself.
Is that so? Was it that different?
Yeah, it was way better. The special one's got like a mountain of shrimp. I guess he didn't have much of an appetite, though. He left a lot behind. What a waste. How about lunch? I went to eat at the Levantar today. I've always been in the habit of going out to lunch as soon as I hear the bell toll.
The bell toll? The bell on the Langland Bridge. Remember? It rang when the bridge went up. Oh, yeah! Yeah, it did ring!
It always rings at certain times, see? I used it in place of a clock.
That's sure convenient. Kinda big to use it in place of a clock, though. Hey, Estelle? It might be good to ask some people about the bell toll. Huh? Why? They should be able to clearly remember the sound of a bell ringing. It might act as a guidepost for their memory, like with Mr. Murray. Ah, I get it. Nice, Chloe. Very intellectual advice. You flatter me.
Not sure what you two are giggling about, but glad I was able to help.
You sure were. Okay, let's go ask around. Right.
It was the bridge bell. We citizens of Ruan hear it on a daily basis, I'll have you know. Speaking of the sound of a bell.
Did you remember something?
No, you asked about it a second ago, didn't you? That big sound?
Ah, that sound? Like something smacking into something, right?
Yeah, that thing. Well, I remember something now. That sound happened as if it were the bell, time to the bell, at least to my ears.
Time to the bell. So basically you heard the sound of the bell at roughly the same time as the big sound, as that big sound?
Well, if you want to make it sound all boring, yeah.
If that sound was caused by the criminal, then someone without an alibi when the bell rang is the criminal. Yeah, we should check out people we suspect.
Come on, why would I lie about something like that? I was in the hotel basement, so I didn't notice at all.
Lunch was ordered from the lavender. Everyone had their lunch where they saw fit. The noon bridge bell? Yes, at that time, I was preparing the guest rooms. Once that was finished, I next organized the utensils. Someone had cleaned the plates in the office, so I was able to finish work quickly. The office plates were cleaned? So that means there was someone who went into the office after lunch?
Indeed. While I was preparing the guest rooms, they cleaned up, it seems. The plates were stacked at the front. Of course, exactly which kind of guest it was, I couldn't say, unfortunately.
Aw, too bad. Guess we'll have to ask around ourselves.
Exactly who cleaned up, unfortunately, I do not know. While I was preparing the guest rooms, someone must have cleaned up. Who cleaned up the dishes in the office? Dunno. I wouldn't go to that much trouble. I've been killing time in the basement after lunch. Someone cleaned up the plates for Ernest? Oh, it's a rare thing to find someone so considerate of others nowadays. Yes, we ordered lunch today from the Lavender. I don't want my campaigners getting sick of eating the same food again and again, so I thought we'd try something different.
Wow, it's nice of you to do that. That's as much a part of politics as the campaign itself.
Haha, indeed it is. I'll admit my nerves have been on edge for some time now. It hasn't been easy to keep my eyes on everything day in and day out.
I'm sorry to hear that. Yikes, that does sound pretty rough. Putting that aside, sir, what did you do after lunch?
After lunch, Hirio and I immediately went to examine the place where my speech is to be held at. Hirio had some other business to attend to first and met up with me at the site.
So you left right after lunch and met up with Hirio outside? Alright, that's all I need to hear.
I'm happy to have helped. Keep up the good work, you two. When did the bridge bell ring? It went off when Hirio and I were checking out the speech site together.
Hirio was there too?
Yeah, yes, he was already there. Just as the bell was ringing, Cooper showed up. I then asked Hirio to show him to the hotel.
I see, then it's sure. So then Estelle, there's no connection between the sound Murray heard and Hirio. Yeah, not just Hirio, but Cooper seems to be in the clear too. The sound Murray heard was just after the bell finished ringing, but both men can prove they were with Norman at the time. In other words, whoever made that noise was neither Hirio nor Cooper. This virtually eliminates any chance of them being the criminal.
Who could have done it? All I know is that they were cleaned while I was away.
So you don't know either, sir?
I'm afraid not. I don't know who it was, but I worry that I may have left a terrible impression.
Pardon? What do you mean?
In truth, I haven't had much of an appetite lately. I have quite a lot of paella I got for lunch uneaten. I'd requested that Ernest get me one of the special paellas in secret, yet left it virtually untouched. It's embarrassing to think back on how wasteful that was.
I see. It must be really stressful to be running in an election.
After lunch, Norman went to have a look at the site where he was going to give a speech. I had some stuff I had to do, so I met up with him later. The rest is as I explained before.
But Hirio, you went to the second floor, didn't you?
Excuse me?
There's no point in hiding it. We have witnesses.
I'm not hiding anything. I just realized I forgot something and went back to the office to pick it up.
Was there anyone in the office at that time?
Dells was there doing work.
I didn't see anyone else.
Great, that's plenty. Thanks.
Don't misunderstand, please. I wasn't trying to hide that I'd gone to the second floor.
Don't worry, we haven't decided you're the criminal or anything. Just don't forget that this kind of thing only makes you look worse. I look forward to your future assistance, sir.
I heard the bell toll, yes. I think it was when I was meeting with Norman by the bridge. Then Cooper showed up and I showed him the way to here.
That matches Norman's testimony, at least.
Who cleaned up? No idea. Someone must have done it while I was out.
Were the plates in such clean by the time you got back to the office?
I don't know. I wasn't exactly paying attention, so I can't say for sure. So, they ordered from the Laventar. That sure is nice. Maybe I'll try asking Portos if we can do something like that. The bridge toll? Yeah, I was running across the bridge in a real hurry. I met Norman right about the same time by the bridge.
I see. That does match Norman's testimony.
You're looking for the person who cleaned up the plates? Look, who cares? Just hurry up and prove me innocent. Yeah, we ordered food from the Laventar. Man, it was good! The sound of the bridge bell. Now that you mention it, I do think I heard that before I got hit. I'm sorry, my head feels like a wreck right now. Nothing's too clear. Now that you mention it, who did clean up? I'm sorry, I don't remember.
But you were in the office, weren't you? You'd normally notice if someone came to clean.
You're right, I would. Even I think it's odd. Exactly who cleaned up, unfortunately, I do not know. While I was preparing the guest room, someone must have cleaned up. Okay, well, let's see.
The more digging you do, the more you're sure to find something worthwhile. If you're stuck, you might want to go over everything again. If you give up, that's the end. Wait, this way's the exit. I better get back to questioning. Do you know who the criminal is? So, who's your suspect?
I think I know who it is, but...
The Raven Boy, is it? You have real proof, yes? First explain the reason you discounted the original suspect.
Fact, he has a solid alibi.
Cooper was outside when the sound was heard. Norman's testimony corroborates this, so we can say for sure it's accurate. If it was the sound of the crime being committed, then there's a very small chance Cooper is the criminal. And that's a logical interpretation. And the same thing also absolves Hirio of any suspicion. Yeah, it does. Hirio met up with Norman, so we're sure. Next, you need to explain the suspect's crime. What kind of proof do you have?
He just is. Okay. Estelle tried to put together a reasonable explanation for the crime.
This isn't even worth talking about. Go investigate again in greater detail. He understood.
When the noon bell rang, I was tidying the utensils. Someone was kind enough to clean the plates in the office.
Phew, I'm afraid my power is ebbing. I was raised in the city, so I fear I'm dreadful with standing around. As they say, the more beautiful the flower, the easier it wilts.
Huh? Wait a second. What's with the weird face? Did I say something weird?
No, it's just... Hey, Belden. You said you ate lunch on the first floor, right?
Yeah, that's right. What about it?
Norman ate on the second floor. How did you know it Norman ate when you were on the first floor?
Oh, that. I saw it afterwards. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, I actually heard it from someone else. I don't remember who said it, though. Maybe you should investigate that next.
That's so obviously suspicious.
Okay, so I think I've got it once. Okay, fine. Everything was cleaned up while I was out, as far as I'm aware. It's embarrassing to think back on how wasteful I was. I'd requested... Okay, yeah. Virtually untouched. I'm sorry, but could you keep that to you? Normally it would have been Ernest. Okay.
Wow, it's nice of you to do that.
Okay, yeah.
What did you do after lunch?
Okay, yes.
We still can't leave.
God, okay.
Sounds like a nice enough routine. You have to go to through the hotel to get there, though, right?
Yep, that I do. I can't fly across the sea now, can I?
Good point. So, did you see anyone in the hotel at that time?
Well, Ernest was on the first floor, of course, but the rest was real quiet.
Huh? There was no one there?
Yeah, I'd say so. The basement and the first floor were both pretty quiet when I'd passed through. Norman's son was there when I came back, though.
Norman's son? Norman's... Oh, you mean Belden. Yeah, that's more than enough.
No, it was nothing.
Were you really in the basement the whole time?
What? Why?
There's someone who passed through the basement right after the bell rang. According to their testimony, no one was here.
That can't be right. I was right here the whole time.
So we can't establish an alibi. Just in case, we should probably ask about Belden, too.
So when the bell rang, I was underground. I was in the basement the whole time after lunch. By Belden, do you mean that kid? He wasn't in the basement, I'm pretty sure. Young Belden? I'm afraid I didn't see him around when the bell rang. I was preparing the guest rooms at the time, you see. Where was Belden when the bell rang? Couldn't tell you, unfortunately. I was out at the time. My son's location when the bell rang could pose a problem, you say? If you have real cause for suspicion, you needn't hesitate on my part. You're welcome to confront Belden and question him. Where was Belden when the bell rang? I don't know, but is he a suspect? Where was Belden when the bell rang? How the hell am I supposed to know? He has no alibi.
The proof is his alibi. I have valuable testimony that refutes his alibi. Cooper and Harrio have already been cleared as the culprits, so this person remains as the final possibility. Yes, it does look that way by process of elimination. Ultimately, though, that's nothing but circumstantial evidence. Do you have any more decisive proof?
Contradiction. He knew.
I don't know if it's decisive, but something did bother me, and that's the testimony about the special paella. And what's this about? Yeah, so Belden testified that he ate lunch on the first floor, but somehow he saw the paella Norman ate. He even knew that Norman barely ate it. In other words, he went to the second floor. Is that what you're saying? Yeah. All right, I'm satisfied. In that case, we'll have to call him in and hear what he has to say first. We can't go straight to an arrest with the proof we have on hand. Okay, got it.
What? Why did you call me? I didn't do anything.
Now calm down. Nothing's been decided here. If you can help out with the investigation, you can go home right after.
Help?
Yeah, we just want you to be frank with us. Where did you go after lunch?
Like I said, I was in the basement.
Just to warn you, as long as you keep lying, you are not getting out of here. You weren't in the basement the whole time. We already know that. If you didn't do anything wrong, then you should be able to be honest and tell the truth. Or is the truth too scary to admit?
To admit? Oh no. Fine, I'll talk. Today after lunch, I went to the office. I went to go clean up.
Clean up? So the person who returned the plates to the front was...
Yeah, it was me. Everyone seemed busy, so I figured I'd clean up. When I was cleaning up, I thought I'd tidy the office, but I didn't think that'd happen.
Huh? Hold on, you're not making sense. You just cleaned up after, right? Why does that have anything to do with the case? I've got an idea.
Yeah, actually... I see. I understand Belden came to this room to clean, but I'm not sure how that correlates. What does that have to do with the assault on Dells?
It has a lot to do with it. Well, let's hear him say it himself. Go on, explain.
Yeah. Well, once I finished cleaning the room, I thought I'd head back. But since I tidied up a lot of stuff, the room was real dusty. I thought I'd open the balcony door to air it out, but my hands were full of plates. I didn't have any choice. So I kicked the door as hard as I could. Oh, God. Wait, you mean the door?
Yep, it's exactly what you think. The door is the criminal that knocked out Dells. The door flying open slammed right into the back of your head. In other words, the truth of the case is an unlucky accident.
What? So then, I'm innocent, right? Seems like it. Phew! Man, oh man, finally free and clear. Still, what a mess. Why didn't you volunteer this information at the beginning? If you just told us the truth, things wouldn't have gone nearly this far. I'm sorry.
Come on, he's telling the truth now. Give him a break, okay? He had the courage to talk it out, and he had the courage to talk about it in the end, so everything worked out.
As the victim here, I'd just like to forgive and forget. It's already clear that this was all a misunderstanding. Of course, I'd like him to be a bit more careful opening doors in the future if he could. Dells, I'm really sorry. And you too, Cooper. You almost got turned into a criminal. You don't need to worry about me. I'm in the clear, and that's good enough for me.
Well, that settles things. Thank goodness. And that is our report.
Bracers, I'm sorry for today. It seems we've taken up a great deal of your time over just a big mistake.
No, don't worry about it. This is part of the job, too. Well then, pardon us.
Thank you guys so much. Really, I'm very sorry. Take care.
Phew! Well, that's done and over with. Finally! I wouldn't have dreamed it would end like that, though.
Truth is always stranger than fiction. However, as your valued assistant, I take great pride in our completion of this most puzzling assignment.
You didn't do a damn thing! Oh, but I really appreciate your help, Chloe. You gave a ton of good advice. It was a big help during the investigation. I'm always happy to help. There's no need to thank me, though, Estelle. You're right. I guess you two are our support staff already, aren't you? Indeed. We'll have you do what needs to be done. All right, let's head out. Next up is the Zeiss region.
Wow, okay, so we got... I love these little hidden side quests, though. Okay, and F class. Good work, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Okay, alright. Let's see. I think I will just check around in the southern region, and then we'll head off. Mayoral. Oh, there's Cooper. Hey, Cooper, how's it going?
I guess at some point I'll go off and see how he's doing on the front lines. I've got to make sure to kick some fire into him, or he'll start giving up too easily, I'm sure.
Phew! My stomach's telling me it's about time for food. Guess I'll peek into the kitchen later. Once the next mayor is decided, the mansion will once again belong to the citizens of Ruan. Doesn't matter which candidate wins, he'll be the first commoner to become mayor. I wonder if the remnants of the old noble rule will continue to be wiped away like this. A wonderful smell wafted over from the kitchen. The cook's meals here are absolutely amazing. Thanks to that, my belt's starting to get real tight. Sapphire Glim, priceless orbital art given to the Dalmar family in honor of their dedication to the city of Ruan.
Oh, Dominique, now you're off searching for a new job. With even you doing that, I'm starting to worry a bit.
Today's menu is chicken teriyaki with a twist of orange. It's a special dish of mine using Eastern cooking techniques with my own take on it. I'd like to learn that recipe. There's a control device for the drawbridge here.
I'll be tailoring my future job plans based on the outcome of the election. If Norman wins, I'll go into the tourism industry. And if Porto wins, I'll look for work at the harbor bar. Hehe, a perfect re-employment plan.
There used to be a lot more energy here, too. You'd see stands and little stalls all over. The kids in the harbor are all working hard for this election, it seems, but I suppose we'll never see that again.
My brother started working. Sounds like he's helping out our dad. My son Belden has apparently been off helping at my husband's office. He hated it so much before. I wonder why he suddenly decided to help.
Portos has kept the harbor going for many years, after all. If he becomes mayor, I'm sure he'll support the harbor with all his power. Phew, I'll take a quick break and then get back to yelling. We gotta let those folks on the other side of the bridge know about all the problems with the harbor. They may think it's got nothing to do with them, but they'll be singing a different tune if Norman wins. We need to start putting more effort into campaigning on the north side of the city. We'll never get those who believe in expanding tourism to understand our cause without getting the word out. It's not that we're against expanding the tourism, far from it even. But think, we had virtually no funds to help run the harbor with our last mayor. We need to better balance our budget. The logic behind my campaign is clear enough, and yet we're still having trouble coming to an understanding. I wonder if those guys in the warehouse even care about the election. Don't they know they're out on their asses if Norman becomes mayor? Oh yeah, I heard the Ravens were in this year's martial arts competition. I even saw a picture of them in the liberal news. Instead of making something out of themselves, they're back to bumming around the warehouse as usual. Cooper apparently went to apologize over that uproar. He was sure as heck fanning the flames, but there's fault on both sides. Well, the one who sent him to apologize was Boss Portos, though. I wonder what the heck Rocco's doing. He said he was going to go move around and hasn't come back yet. When I went out a bit ago, Rocco was behind the warehouse. He was all quiet, swinging his weapon at the air. When Rocco starts doing training like that, nothing good's coming. Not enough! I honestly thought that was going to turn into another side mission. Okay, I think we've done enough here, so let's move on, finally. Even if I don't see everything, that's still plenty. Oh, wait. Hold up, I did forget something. Silly me.
What is it? Did you find the criminal?
Well, we uncovered the truth, but the truth is there was no criminal.
What do you mean?
Estelle explained that the crime was actually just an unfortunate accident.
I see. Well, that sure wouldn't make for no criminal.
Think you can make an article?
Nah, probably not. There's no real case here, so there's no point in putting it in the paper.
Huh, bummer.
Well, I hope you don't take it too hard. If anything else comes up, contact me. Well then, I got a draft I need to work on.
Gotcha. I'll see you again sometime.
Alright, let's finally go to Zeiss.
What killed the dinosaurs? The Zeiss Age!
Alright.
Just a little bit of paperwork for you to fill out first, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Estelle's group checked in for their flight. Okay, no problems, it looks like. Feel free to make use of the port until the next flight arrives.
Thanks. Alrighty then, off we go. Yes, let's...
Hey, wait a sec! Oh, hey, the little ones are coming around.
The kids! What are all of you doing here? We came to say bye-bye. Man, you guys are cold. Just taking off without saying anything to us. You guys are meanie faces, the worst kind. Miss Chloe, why do you have to go? Oh, I'm sorry, everyone. I was going to say goodbye, but we thought you were all out. I get it. They were out coming to Ruan. I feel kind of silly now. Hang on, though. That'd mean Miss Matron Teresa's. I'm glad to see we made it in time.
Oh, hey, wow.
Matron Teresa! And even Jill and Hans came. Well, duh, like we'd missed this. We cut it kind of close, though.
Thanks to the fact that you wanted to wait till the last second to keep it a surprise, Jill.
Hey, all's well that ends well, right? Actually, it was Jill who let us know you were leaving. I thought it would be nice if we could see you off.
And pay no mind to the old man in the corner.
Oh, sir. Hey, Estelle? I heard that Joshua ran away from home. Oh, Matron Teresa told us what happened. I see. I'm sorry. I should have told you all. No, it's okay. We'll pray that Joshua comes home real soon. We'll pray to Adios every day. Promise. I pray too. It'll come true if we all do. Oh, you guys. Oh, children, thank you. I'll throw my prayers into the pile too. Estelle, Chloe, you two be careful, okay?
You do need to try your best, but don't overdo it and put yourself in danger. If something happened to you, I don't think he'd forgive himself.
Jill? Hans? Yeah, I'll remember that. Estelle, please look after Chloe. I know she seems strong, but she's still a little fragile in some ways. Matron, I'm right here, you know. Leave her to me. I kind of suspect she's going to be helping us out more than anything, though. Well, Chloe, use this as a chance to examine yourself and your desires. Don't fret. Simply look for the answer you've been seeking. Yes, I will. I promise.
Bracers and students both aspire to the path of knowledge in their own ways. You two have grown immensely in the short amount of time you've been here. Always remember, you never run out of things to learn. Do not become so overconfident that you forget to learn. If you remember that, there is no obstacle in the world that can defeat you.
We'll remember. Yes, sir.
This is the final boarding call for the Cecilia, bound for Zeiss. All remaining passengers should embark now.
Whoops.
Aw.
See you guys. We'll be back. I promise. Everyone, take care. Be careful, guys. You better come back with some great stories and bring Joshua back with you.
You know who else looks good in a princess dress? My mom! You're a meshy.
Airliner Cecilia. Oh, hey. Okay, so we get to move around. Cool. Yes, ma'am. We've already spoken to the head of the central factory. All we need now is a contract to move the orbments.
Simon, you made right sure to secure the orbments, yes? We must make sure those ducks are all in a row before the Imperial traders start arriving. Ruan may be all excited about their mayoral election, but okay, so Zeiss, the place we're headed to now, doesn't even have a mayor. Instead, the head of the central factory fulfills the mayoral duties for the city and region. Perfect system for an industrial city like that, if you ask me.
Ruan may be focused on their local election problems, but the rest of the kingdom's talking about the signing ceremony. After all, we're signing a non-aggression pact with the same country that we fought for 3 months of bloody slaughter just a decade ago. I hope it will finally melt the ice a little between our two nations. Okay, deep breaths. I need to ready my camera before we land. My one and only chance to get the picture will be when we're landing.
Thank goodness, that passenger has finally quieted down. I thought I was going to have to step in and brain him with his instrument. Until a little while ago, he was playing some very, bright tunes on his lute. He even forced me into a duet with him. It takes all kinds, I guess, including pushy kinds.
Estelle, enjoying our flight through the heavens? Look and gaze upon this magnificent azure sky.
It makes my heart feel as if I have zero problems to worry about. This airship made of cold steel is giving me such reverie in the sky. But there's nothing better to drink to.
Well, the weather's pretty great and the sky is pretty, but we're almost as ice, Olivier. Should you really be drinking?
Oh, come now, don't say that. Somewhere beneath this brilliant sky is my beloved Joshua. The pain he must be feeling on his solitary journey. Such thoughts drive a man to drink, you see.
Excuse me, but that is entirely and exclusively my line. At least things never get too serious with you around. I guess that's a good thing. Kinda. Maybe.
I shall take that as the highest praise. I'm relieved, however.
Huh?
The black thing. I'd wondered if the words of the Phantom Thief had shaken you. I see I'd no cause to be concerned, however. You have a will of iron, Estelle.
Oh. You were worried about me, Olivier. That's kinda sweet.
Remember, I am a wandering bard and poet, ever in search of that pinnacle of human affection. Maidens in love shall find no greater ally than I.
Well...
Please, I do not need a staffing today. I promise I was not teasing you. I actually find your relationship heartwarming. Those new clothes of yours, for example. You purchased them because you wish for Joshua to see you in them, yes? You look excellent in them, I must say.
Thanks. What's with the embarrassing compliments all of a sudden? Besides, sure got me these clothes as a present. Joshua, well, maybe he'd like them a little. What's with that look?
Forgive me. That was just more than I expected. Let us leave that topic behind for a while, then. Come, Estelle, I shall treat you to a legal cocktail.
I guess it is a bit tempting, but we're nearly to Zeiss. Try not to drink the whole bar yourself, Olivier, or you'll pass out and miss our stop.
Don't you worry. I only lose myself in drink when it's poured by a lovely lady.
You realize that's not something to brag about, right? I heard that Zeiss has stairs that move. Moving stairs! I want to ride them! I want to ride them! Now, that's enough running around. You're bothering the other passengers. Who cares about moving stairs? I want to see the hot springs. Heard it's like one huge bath. Aw, this sucks. You can't see Leiston Fortress from here. I guess they wouldn't let a passenger ship near their airspace, though, would they?
Oh, okay, so there's Chloe, so...
Oh, hi, Estelle. Taking a walk around the ship? Yeah, pretty much. Oh, yeah, Chloe. What do you do when you need to get back to Grand Cell? Do you get the Royal Guard to fly you there? No, of course not. That'd be a little obvious. I just use normal flights like anyone else. I usually go back twice a year. Twice a year. I usually go back twice a year. Once for New Year's, and once for Grandmother's birthday. So you're kind of used to a passenger flight, huh? Oh, but what does Sieg do then? Does he fly along at his own pace to the capital? Oh, well. Sieg, come here. Huh? Whoa! Scree? Sorry, I'm just calling you for a moment. But, well, that was a surprise. So Sieg can follow the ship? Cool! Scree! Sieg can fly level at speeds of up to 1,800 Celgate per hour. Most airships cruise at around half that. So to Sieg, this isn't much faster than an evening stroll. Oh, I see. You really are better than the average Falcon, aren't you, Sieg? Scree! Sieg's speed is the reason he's so useful for contacting the Royal Guard. If for some reason I can't use powered communication, nothing in the country can carry a message faster than Sieg. I thought so. I remember how fast you got in touch with Julia during that thing with the mayor. Currently, to our right is the Tithith Bay, Libral's gate to the Great Sea. While it is currently slightly cloudy, you should be able to make out the coastline.
I'm heading home to Zeiss. I haven't had a chance to rest in a while. Been working all the time. Once I get home, I just want to kick back and relax for a while. Apparently, that non-aggression pact's being signed at the Erba Royal Villa. Speaking of, that makes me think of that whole mess with Richard. Of course, last I heard, he's still in the stockade at Lyston Fortress under guard 24/7.
They say the three nations are going to be signing a non-aggression pact soon. I'm impressed with Queen Alicia bringing both the Empire and Republic to the same table like that.
I suppose the non-aggression pact is a good thing. My own feelings towards Erebonia are complicated, to say the least. After all this time, though, it's for the best to reconcile. Okay, since I clearly want to talk to everyone else, I'm not going to talk to her until I talk to these guys. Ba-do-do-do-do. Affirmative. Changing course. Do-do-do-do-do. Adjust course slightly. I think the stern of the ship is being dragged to the north slightly. Hello, what is it? The skies are calm and we should be arriving on schedule. Please relax and enjoy the voyage. Hello, ma'am. Need a hand with something? This is the cargo room. It's dangerous down here, so watch yourself. Okay, I guess that's everyone, so let's go talk to Sherazard.
Hello, Estelle. Looking around the ship again? Pretty much. I never rode airships much before now, so it's all kind of new to me still. I remember my first work trips on them, and getting all excited too. I'd never ridden an airship before in all my travels. I guess the circus didn't use airships much, huh? Did you guys ride around in orbital-powered carriages then? No. Most of our carriages were of the single horsepower variety. Mr. Harvey did have an old orbital drive carriage, though. Huh, okay. Now that I think about it, whenever your troop visited, you guys were in a lot of covered wagons. You remember. You touch your teacher's heart, my dear sweet Estelle. Anyway, airships are still fairly uncommon outside of Liberal, as I understand it, especially as civilian vehicles. Most other countries prefer orbital-driven ground-based transport. The Erebonians favor orbital-driven trains, and have a pretty large rail system connecting their major cities. And our Calvardian neighbors use orbital buses. Orbital buses? What kind of vehicle is a bus? A bus is basically a very large orbital carriage. It's a little like an airship. You pay in advance and it'll take you from place to place. It isn't nearly as fast as an airship, but the pace is gentler. They're easy to maintain and they're quite pleasant. Huh, neato. I kind of want to ride one now. Speaking of which, Shara, you've been to Calvard, right? I heard you met Zin there. Come on, I gotta hear that story. There's not that much to it, I'm afraid. I was on an errand for Cassius. He needed me to deliver a document to Calvard's eastern quarter. And that's where I first met Zin. I see. I gotta admit, I can't imagine what a town full of Easterners would be like. It was exciting, very different culturally, and exotic. You should visit if you get the chance.
Man, I hope that means that, Thank you for flying with us today. We will be arriving in Zeiss momentarily. Please be aware that there may be turbulence while landing, so we ask that all passengers take their seats. Zeiss is the city of Zeiss. I hope what that implies is that we get to see Estelle again in Kuro, because that takes place in Calvard. But who knows?
Okay, first stop for us should be the guild house here in Zeiss. We need to check in with Kilika.
Kilika? A rather exotic name for liberal. That sounds Eastern. What kind of woman is she, I wonder?
You never give up, do you? To put it simply, capable. She is a flawless administrator. She's also a very accomplished martial artist. She's also quite lovely, but she doesn't have time for, frippery. I would advise caution, my dear Lennon.
Now my interest is positively piqued. What are we waiting for, then? Let us away to... Whoa! Is this the fury of Kilika?
Would you give it a rest already? It's an earthquake? Ah, help!
The dock is going to collapse! Run for your lives! Everyone, please calm down! The port is designed to endure high-magnitude earthquakes. You can easily handle one this small. Please, don't panic. Oh, God, I like how they're still spinning around.
It stopped.
Whew. Thank Idios that's over. Everyone, please come to reception in an orderly fashion. Let's not panic. Oh, man, it's been a while since I was in an earthquake.
Hey, that was so cool. Well, that was a great way of being welcomed to Zeiss. I wasn't very strong, but attention world, please wait until I'm not on scaffolding before you shake again. Love, Estelle. I'll sign that letter too. It's rare for us to get an earthquake in Liberal, though.
Really?
Chloe's right. Earthquakes are very unusual here. Now we really do need to check in at the guild house to see what the damage is. So there was no serious damage to the central factory. Thank goodness. The city has also remained calm for the most part. I believe there is little to worry about on that front. Yes, I understand. Please continue to do what you can. Farewell. Your timing is quite serendipitous. Thank you for coming, Estelle. Scheherazade. I imagine your welcome at the port was quite warm. Yeah, kinda. It's been a while, Kilika. As always, you're 2 steps ahead of everyone. It's good to see you again, Kilika. Likewise, I'm glad to see you here. And you two would be Olivier Lindheim and Her Highness Princess Claudia, I believe. Or shall I say, Miss Chloe Wins? I'm Kilika. I handle reception here at the Zeiss branch of the guild. A pleasure to meet you two. No, the pleasure is ours.
My word, but your beauty eclipses even what I expected. Madam, allow your humble servant Olivier Lindheim to improvise a song to...
According to Jean, you're both officially registered as assistants, yes? Assistants are free to use the rest area upstairs, just as normal persons do. Feel free to use it to relax for meetings, etc. Thank you!
Yes, but my
If you wish to play your lute, you are welcome to play it upstairs. Do restrain yourself to reasonable limits, however, if you please.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow, I think Kilika might even be harder on Olivia than Shara. Well, putting aside a repressed musician for now, how's the job situation looking? Are we snowed under? We do have some work posted, but nothing urgent at the moment. You're welcome to attend to it as you see fit. But, Huh? What's up, Kilika? You look like you're thinking about something. This is not a normal job, but a request from the guild. In your position as the group investigating the Society of Ouroboros, I'd like you to check on something. Check on something? This is a bit sudden. What do you mean? It's actually what you might expect. I want you to investigate the earthquake that just happened. Investigate the earthquake? You mean like go around asking about damage? Well, sure, but what does... Well, yes, that as well. However, 3 days ago, a similar earthquake occurred at the Wolf Fort. It lasted about 10 seconds, and the quake was not strong enough to cause any real damage. 2 earthquakes, then. That's worrying. There's one particularly odd point, however. The earthquake at the Wolf Fort did not affect the city of Zeiss. Wait, huh?
Well, that is strange. If I recall the map correctly, the Wolf Fort is not far from the city. An earthquake centered there certainly should have been felt in the city, to at least a small extent.
It was a weak quake, so it's possible we simply did not notice. Still, your friend is right. It does seem unusual, unnatural. I cannot help but feel a terrible sense of foreboding about it. No, I think I get it. Just like with our ghost, weird stuff like this makes me curious too. We'll be happy to do what we can, Kilika. We should begin by asking around the city and the fort, I think. Yes, I'll be counting on you. Mr. Murdoch is already gathering information about the quake in the city, however. I expect he'll be thorough, so you don't need to worry about the city. Okay then, so off to the World Fort. Well, ultimately, this is just my personal suspicion. Remember, it's nothing urgent. Feel free to investigate as you see fit while working on other jobs. Besides, I believe you have someone to say hello to, yes? Oh, yeah. We saw a new gospel, too, so we should really go see Tita and Professor Russell. That seems like a good idea, yes.
Let us delay our guild work until we say hello, then. And come, let us reunite with Tita with joyful hugs.
I'd kindly ask you not to hug anybody, thanks. Still, let's head over to Professor Russell's place.
Stolen sign. Someone has stolen the branch office sign. We're currently training assistants at Licensed Fortress. We are holding. We'd like to ask the winners of the recruiting testers for a new gun. Please read over the requirements below. Okay, tunnel monster and Trat Plains monster. Okay, cool. Okay, so let's go to Licensed Fortress first. Well, okay, let's try to go into Licensed Fortress first. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, so we're in Zeiss, Wolfort, Limestone. Here we go. Licensed Fortress. Okay, so let's try going on the Tretz Plains Road.
Before we leave town, we need to talk to Tita and the professor. Let's stop by Russell's factory.
Alright, fine. Fine, you win. Oh, wait. No, I know what I should do first. I know what I should do firstest of all. I'm getting some fucking food. Shop. Buy. Fruit Kingdom. Check. Tomatrio sandwich. Ew. Foul magma rose. That sounds interesting. Yikes, that took more than I expected. Pretty scary. Oh yeah, Louise said she'd be going into work today. I hope there wasn't any damage at the central factory. Oh hey, aren't you? Yeah, you're the braces who brought me that acerbic tomato.
Hey, you remember us?
Hey, you bet I do. I owe you a lot. My bitter tomato cooking is pretty popular now.
Seriously? You're kidding, right?
No kidding, right? Those researchers can't get enough of it. It's got a rep for being the best cure for a little fatigue. You can imagine why scientists would be all over that kind of thing.
I don't know. I still struggle to understand how the benefits would outweigh a flavor like that.
Hey, since you're here, give my new recipe a try. What do you say? It's my treat, of course. Receive tomatrio sandwich. Eat some of my super nutritious cooking and keep up the good work and you'll go far. I guarantee it. Catch y'all later. Looking forward to your business. Oh, hey, there's the arms and guard shop. Impact rod. Okay, yeah, we'll get that one. Airglaive. Yes, please. Gray Wolf. Yeah, okay, sure. Sinclair. Correct. Okay, we don't have those party members yet. How about the Ooh, okay. I'll buy 3 of those. Metal spikes. Oh, fiber boots. I'll also buy 3 of those. Silver earring, white bracelet, provincial, feather brooch. Okay, yeah, no, that's enough. Let's talk to them. Hey, welcome to Stain Arms and Guards. That earthquake was a shock, but I'm not that fuss. Earthquakes are just a natural phenomenon that periodically occur. That's it. I'd hope that the people of this technology town would respond a bit more calmly. I mean, to be fair, we only really saw the tourists freak out, so I mean... Okay, where's that convenience store? There doesn't seem to be any aftershock, so I bet my store's okay. But still, earthquakes, how rare. We certainly don't get many of those in Liberal. Okay, there's the chapel. Phew, that earthquake a bit ago sure was a shock. I was on the job and I ran to the church without even thinking.
Though small, that was an earthquake, without question. I think it might be my first since coming to the city.
Oh, hello!
Ah, Father Vixen! Thank you so much for when Agate was hurt before. Hurt? Wait, when did this happen? Yeah, he got hit with a poisoned bullet by one of those intelligence goons a while back. It was in a pretty bad way. It was a close call, but Father Vixen saved him.
Well, I just helped a little end, really. Incidentally, is he well?
He's totally fine. He's working on some other cases at the moment, though.
I hope he isn't pushing himself too hard again. He was saved by the will of the goddess. It means he still has an important mission to perform. Oh, pardon me. I fear that was about to turn into a lecture. Please feel free to drop by at any time. If I can be of aid, I will happily provide it.
All right, thank you. Your concern is appreciated.
That's such a weird thing. That's such a weird thing to say.
Your concern is appreciated, my good man.
Like, what the hell? Okay, there's the guild. Oh, hey, yeah, okay. Yeah, they're right. The guild sign is missing. From the looks of it, there's no real damage to the town. Well, I'm sure that small shaker didn't do much to the central factory either. The only real damage is people using the earthquake as an excuse to skip work. Okay, that's actually pretty funny. People using it as an excuse to skip work. Come on. Yeah, we got it, baby! We got it! Alright, soft knit cap. Ooh, okay, that sounds... Catsuit. See, now I kind of want one, just because it sounds like it won't actually help anything. Okay, let's take a look at that booklet then. Okay. Books. Here we go. Ran election, clash of the candidates, conflict between camps boils over. Rumor to stem between debates are one thing, but we urge the candidates to respect each other. Behind the incident lines of some level of the integrity to be expected given the passionate platforms. Growling is unworthy of it. Saved by the loot. A mob of angry supporters on the edge of violence calm at the sound of the loot. It seems a certain musician was playing nearby for his music disc. I saw my channel. Bracer Guild was sent in a pointless prank. Culprit is still at large, but the equipment he used has been confiscated. That fear of the ghost appearing. According to an announcement from the signing held at the Royal Villa, the ceremony is slated for the end of the month, and the army. Earthquakes in size. Early yesterday, report on the vicinity of. Okay, cool. All right. Sorry, I'm not reading all of that out loud.
Ah, crap. My perfect display of goods is all messed up now. Thanks a lot, Earthquake. I am not going to forget this.
It seems the city clock is still right on point. It's been 40 years since it was built, too. What a sturdy clock. Almost like Russell himself. Before we leave town, we need to... Okay, yeah, that's right. Sorry, my bad. Wrong direction.
I came to buy some canned goods, but apparently they're being adjusted, and I can't look at them. What the heck is there to adjust about canned goods?
Oh, hey, the Zonrod Hotel. Nobody here. Nobody there. Oh, hey, here's somebody.
An earthquake. How rare. Of course, as a reporter with the Liberal News, I'm going to follow up on this. While I'm here checking out the new model engine, I'll also collect opinions from the brains around the factory. Welcome. Oh, the ground still feels like it's shaking. It's so scary. I can't work.
Oh, that was the exit. That's not what I was aiming for.
Welcome. Welcome to the Zonrod Hotel. I was surprised by the earthquake, but it really has been a while. They're quite rare, so you needn't worry.
Linen room, employees only. Alright, fine. Yeah, I know. I wasn't trying to leave. I was just walking along the edge. Calm down. Okay. Calm the fuck down. Okay, here we go. There. See? We made it. Russell, home and pick.
Huh? Are Professor Russell and Tita even in? From what I know of Russell, it wouldn't surprise me if he's at the central factory. Grandpa, the second floor is cleaned up.
Thank you. Thank you, Tita. Could you organize the parts next?
Okay. Haha, I don't think we have to worry about finding them. Come on, then. Working hard, Tita? Huh? Oh, Shara! Hi, what brings you here?
Wait, I remember you. Cassius Bright's apprentice, right?
It's been a while, you two. It's really been a bit of a mess in here. Is it because of the earthquake? Oh yeah, sorry. Hiya, everyone! What? Sorry I haven't been in touch.
Estelle, hello!
Estelle! What? Tita, what's... It's... It's really you. I thought you were gone forever. Wait, hang on. Gone forever? I'd never do that. But... I heard Joshua ran away, and then you left the country. I thought I was never gonna see you again. Oh, Tita, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have left without saying anything.
As I recall, Cassius sent you out to that bracer school in Levant, didn't he? When did you get home?
I got back just a little while ago. I was working in Ruan after getting back. I only just arrived in Zeiss.
I see. Well, welcome back. Ah, wait. The two with you.
Hello, Professor. Tita. I'm sorry I've been out of touch as well.
Pardon our intrusion, good sir.
Chloe, Olivier, everyone's here. This is wonderful. They're helping us with our investigation. A lot of stuff happened in Ruan.
Well, let's get comfortable and hear the story, eh? Come, I'll show you to the living room. So, the true force behind the coup is on the move again. And they had another gospel with them? Troubling.
A holographic projector that can show an image all the way across a region? How is that even possible?
Well, the concept of a projected hologram is nothing new. I've been kicking around ideas for pulling it off myself, even. But a device that can project a lifelike three-dimensional image great distances away from its origin point? I can scarcely even imagine the physics behind such a thing.
That weirdo we fought said something about an experiment with a new gospel. It had seemed bigger than the one from before, but didn't stop our orbits. Say, on that note, how is the gospel we captured a while ago? Have you made any progress in analyzing it?
About that. The more I investigate that little enigma, the stranger it gets.
Stranger?
Yes, let me start at the end, actually. I'm convinced that orbital shutdown phenomenon is not a function of the device itself.
What? But that black orbment has stopped other orbments dead in their tracks. We've seen it, Professor.
You've seen orbment stop in its presence. That isn't quite the same thing, milady. No matter how I look at it, though, the quartz in the device simply cannot actually do that. It can certainly warp orbital fields. Oh, how it can do that. But suppress them? No.
Warp orbital fields? Oh, orbital field refers to the electromagnetic field generated by an individual orbital device. With normal orbments, you can describe an orbital field by drawing its field lines, and those follow very specific rules. When Grandpa tested the gospel, though, its field didn't obey those rules at all.
This is going a little above my pretty little head, I'm afraid.
Yeah, afraid not much is registering.
In layman's terms, it's a warped orbital field that doesn't obey the laws of such things as we understand them. Regardless of that, though, ultimately an orbital field amounts to nothing more than orbital energy in an area. Unless you were to apply very specific direction and purpose to them, you shouldn't get the orbital shutdown phenomenon effect regardless. To be honest, I'd been utterly stuck on this, but with your report of the holographic business, I may have an idea. Thank you for letting me know.
Well, I'm not sure how that was useful, but you're welcome. The Royal Army currently has custody of the device the Ouroboros agent used. I'm sure they'll let you have a look at it if you contact them.
I may just do that. Speaking of which, what are you going to be up to now? Will you be working in Zeiss for a while?
Oh yeah, about that.
Estelle explained the situation concerning the guild's request to investigate the earthquakes.
Ah, so Kilika thinks the earthquakes. Well, it is true that earthquakes are rare here in Liberal, and she is correct about the earthquake at the Wolf Fort.
3 days ago. I think Miss Kilika is right. I don't remember Zeiss getting any tremors at all. That is kind of weird. Well, it's a natural phenomenon, so I kind of doubt the society is involved. It's still pretty weird, though, and we'd like to figure out what's going on.
Indeed, earthquakes, I wonder if it would be useful.
Huh? Let me guess, Professor. You have an old invention in the toolbox which might help?
I do have something in mind. But then how would we, transmit the data back here using, and then hook it into the Capel? Of course! Ah, yes, it worked perfectly.
Professor Russell, could you keep the rest of us in the loop?
Ah, don't worry. I need to check a few things regardless before we start. I recommend heading to the Wolf Fort and learn from them what happened. I'll see about preparing you a little something useful for when you get back.
Well, I definitely won't say no, but what little something are we talking about here?
Ha! That spoils the surprise. Just you wait. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to get back to the central factory. Just have to browbeat Murdoch into going along. Tita, would you mind helping out your old grandpa?
Maybe? Estelle, I'm sorry. We finally meet again after so long, and... It's okay, don't worry. I'm just happy I got to see you again. We'll be in Zeiss for a good long time, so I'm sure we'll have a chance to spend some time together. Estelle? Yeah, I can't wait. I'm sorry we couldn't give you much of a welcome. Don't worry about it, Tita. We'll stop by again if the chance comes up, Tita.
Perhaps on that day, I too can be greeted with such moist, welcoming eyes.
And on that day, you'll have 2 black eyes. Anyway, see you later.
We'll contact the guild once we're ready.
I was thinking we might get a new party.
Well, those 2 haven't changed at all. Yes, Tita hasn't lost any of her adorableness. I was having to fight the urge to just pick her up and hug her.
Indeed. A lost little girl being swept up into the arms of a loving, brotherly minstrel after ages of separation. Such a dramatic scene. The thought makes my heart swell.
If you tried to grab her out of the blue like that, I'd have to arrest you for abduction, you nitwit.
Olivier is the king of horny.
To be honest, I understand what Sherazard means. Tita's the kind of girl you wish was your little sister. I envy you, Estelle. Hey, Chloe, cut it out. Well, don't worry. Everyone will get to know her soon enough. Except for Olivier, maybe.
Estelle, an arrow, my heart.
All's fair in love and siblings, my dear Lenheim. Now then, let's get started on our guild business. You're right, we should. So let's make our way over to the Wolf Fort while we work on those other jobs.
Okay, let's see. Stolen sign, training assistance, new model orbital gun, Claudia. Okay, so we need to go to. Okay, so let's go to Lyston Fortress then. Let's see, that's Tretz Plain Road. Shit, is that the right way? I'm not sure actually. Let's check the road sign. Oh, hey. Sheepy! Oh, wait. Sheep monkey. Sheep monkey! Sheep monkeys! Bonk. Ow.
Enjoy the show.
Bonk.
Seems okay. Sure.
Hooray! Oh, did they both level up? Okay, well, whatever. Armored rabbit. I don't like it.
Piece of cake.
Called allies. Funk. Oh good, her poison healed. Bunk.
Nighty night, kitty cats.
Wow, that actually gave me a lot of, Okay, wait a second. Here we go. Okay, no, we do not want to go this way. This is the wrong direction. This is not where we want to be heading. Okay, so Wolf Fort means that, yeah, okay, so we want to try, let's try the Ritter Roadway, then. Maybe that'll do it. Okay, let's see. Sankheim. Ian.
So sorry.
Ah, that's a shame. Fuck. We gotta heal Zoe. We gotta heal Chloe. I mean, that's Zoe. Why did I say Zoe? Ow. No.
We're good to go.
Ooh, red flies. Oh no! That was a bad idea.
We're good to go.
Okay, let's see here now. Sanctum Gate. Oh! Okay, so this is the right direction. Okay, so yes, this is the way to go. But before we do, let's heal up Chloe because she's dead. I kind of want her to stop being dead, honest.
Let me show you the true identity. Take that.
Yeah, okay, get rid of both of them. Here we go, Zanrad Hotel. Rest. I can live with that. 200. 200. Maybe 250. Okay. Let's, Actually, yeah, let's go up here for a second. Phew! Anyway, I'm just glad the shaking started after we docked. Things go pear-shaped when descending. There's not much we pilots can do. I bet the guys piloting the scheduled liners sweat over that way more than me. Oh, hey, okay. Oh, premium herb tea is new. 1,000. Wow, this better be some good-ass tea, man.
Thank goodness, all my stock is saved. I haven't been so surprised in ages.
Phew, that earthquake was quite the shock. Well, when you're shocked, you should have something to drink and calm down. So how about a cold drink? That's awesome. You didn't even skip a beat. Upgrade and exchange. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Defense. Oh, okay. Oh wow. Yeah, we do not have nearly enough for that. Dang, that's a bummer. defense. Oh, okay, we got defense too. Let's give her defense too then. Let's see. Evade, 2. Oh, okay. Oh, alright. Fair enough. Let's give you a mind then. Maybe we can afford a mind? Can we afford a mind? We cannot afford a mind. Okay, fair enough then. Oh, come on, I turned around. Fuck you.
Nicely done.
Oh, good. Chloe leveled up. Oh, and so did Estelle. Oh, wait. Charizard also leveled up at some point. No! That's not good. Oh, okay, good.
Seems you came up.
Oh, boy.
Nighty night, kitty cats.
I have an idea. I'm gonna move some stuff around here, actually. Oh. Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Nighty night, kitty cats.
Oh, hey, we got a frog. Oh god, the fucking sheep fled. Okay, here we go. Lyston Fortress. Okay, we got it. Oh boy. Oh, come on. God damn it. When did Chloe become such a liability, for Christ's sake?
Nighty night, kitty cats.
Okay, let's see here now. Found perilous meatballs. Even though there wasn't anything in the chest, opening it showered you in confetti! Yay!
Nicely done.
Okay. Alright, finally. Someone leveled up. I'm not sure who. Got another earthworm. Okay, cool. Cool. Alright.
Let me show you the true life.
Oh, that was heartbreaking, actually. Found Impede 2. Looking into yet another empty chest, you wonder who leaves all these lying around unlocked. That's actually a good question. That's a good question. Let's see. Impede. Okay.
Nighty night, kitty cats.
Oh boy. Hippity bop.
Piece of cake.
Found Tiara Bomb. The chest is empty. Not even half empty, just plain empty.
Well, that takes care of that.
What, did it actually bait me into, like, chasing after it or something? How the fuck? Oh, I wish I hadn't waken that one up.
Nighty-night.
Oh, I guess it doesn't matter. Hooray! She leveled up again. God, now she's 2 levels behind everyone else. That's kind of embarrassing.
Oh, are we done already?
Found Curio Bomb. Any chance you could put that thing back where you found it?
Oh, are we done already?
Whoa! Hello! Okay, let's... This is Lyston Fortress, headquarters of Her Majesty's Royal Army. Civilians are currently barred from entry.
Oh, but, we're here about the request you posted on the guild board. Yes, the one that Yes, the one which requested help for special training. Did your commander not inform you that we were coming?
Ah, that, yes. Command did say something about it, now that you mention it. Not even a soldier, and they've roped you into helping with the training, huh? I certainly don't envy you.
Well, it's part of the job. Anyway, could you get whoever's in charge?
Certainly, but are you sure you're ready?
Ready? What do you mean?
We've been engaged in a rigorous training program for some time now, with no significant rest breaks. They're probably going to toss you into the meat grinder as soon as you go in. So if you need to change equipment or get anything, you should take care of that before going in.
I see. Okay. We get a bit of time then? Duly noted. Would you mind waiting a bit then?
Not a problem. Once you're ready, just say the word and I'll let you in. I'm wondering, you folks ready? Yes. All right then, let the training command. Well, never mind. Here he is now, sir.
Huh?
Wonder who's in charge.
Major Sid! I haven't seen you in ages.
Haha, it's nice to see you again. My apologies for all the trouble we caused you during the kidnapping of Professor Russell. You really deserve a much more formal apology at some point, but...
No, it's okay. I mean, you let us get away.
Your gratitude does more credit than I deserve, Miss Bright.
Anyway, we saw your posting on the board at the guild. You're doing some kind of special training, right?
Yes, I'd intended for it to be a simple standard training session, but General Morgan is due to arrive at the base shortly. I thought I'd give the men an extra vigorous workout to make sure they're ready to show off, as it were.
Yeah, that makes sense. He's got such a booming voice, you have to be ready for it or else it'll totally throw you off. Indeed.
Normally, General Bright would be in charge of this sort of thing. However, he's not present at the moment, so I'm in command for now.
Oh, I see. So Dad's usually here, huh?
According to the schedule, he should actually be returning soon. If you'll be in sights for a while, Miss Bright, you'll likely have a chance to meet up with him.
Yeah, I might.
Colonel Sid, it's time, sir. All right. We have been talking a bit too long, haven't we? Officer Belk, if you would please give the rundown.
Colonel Sid, huh? Weren't you Major Sid before?
Ah, yes. I actually got the notice just a little while ago. I've been promoted to Lieutenant Colonel.
Oh, neat. Well, congratulations, Lieutenant Colonel Sid.
Thank you. To be honest, though, it's a bit embarrassing. I only did what my country and duty asked of me.
Hey, there's no need to be humble. You earned it.
I agree, sir. We'll be relying on you even more in the days to come. Officer Belk, I believe I gave you an order. Sorry, sir. Let me explain the subject of our request, then.
You want us to assist with training, correct? What specifically did you have in mind?
The idea is to have you participate in some staged battle against the soldiers. You'll be fighting 2 back-to-back matches with no time in between whatsoever. You'll need to consider your pace so you don't wear yourselves out completely.
Non-stop combat with no breaks? This sounds like it's gonna be kinda hard.
It'll be rough, I can't deny that. Your role is to go through both battles and not just test, but provide a model for our soldiers. So don't hold back. Fight both battles to win.
Understood. Oh, don't worry. We won't be gentle.
Haha, well this is sounding promising. Alright, Officer Belk. Lead the bracers to the training grounds. Yes, sir. I'll see you there, everyone. Follow me, if you would. Ah, this music again.
This is kind of weirdly nostalgic, huh? Last time I couldn't really get a feel for it since it was so dark. But this space is huge! It's really cool! Not so nostalgic for me, but yes, I can see why they call it a fortress. This is the headquarters for the Royal Army, remember? Its purpose is a bit different from that of the smaller forts and guard posts you find. Its purpose is a bit different from that of the smaller forts and guard posts you find in the countryside.
I do believe the new meat we're to grind now awaits us on the counter. Very well. With our challenges here, we'll begin the staged battles. Your opponent shall be a group of elite bracers. I suggest you give them your all. They're veterans, including the victors of this year's martial arts competition. The victors of We're So Dead! As explained, you'll be fighting a 2-round combat match. Keep that in mind and pace yourselves accordingly.
We're ready! I can go as many rounds as you like, and more. I'm sure you boys will get tired long before I do.
No time like the present, then. Both sides, arms at the ready. Begin! Oh, freeze round. Oh, that ain't good.
Let me show you the true
One down. A few more to go. Okay, we're gonna heal up then, I guess. Gotcha.
Nicely done.
Cease!
We win! Aw, done already? I was just starting to enjoy myself. I'm glad, I guess.
Ow, 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 ow! What are you men waiting for? Withdraw from the field! Sir! Next, Officer Belk? Sir!
They really aren't gonna let us rest.
Oh dear. I wish they would at least permit me to straighten my hair. No less than I would have expected from champions of the arena. Trying to lower my guard by giving me an opening, are you?
No? Think you're getting a little too into it, Mr. Belk.
We're still in training. Please abstain from personal conversations. Now then, round 2. Both sides, arms at the ready. Begin! Oh no.
Seems you
That was easy enough. Cease! Another victory for us, eh?
Yeah, somehow.
We've lost! Officer Belk, can you still fight? Sir? Yes, yes, sir! Good, then get ready. Yes, sir! Wait, a third round?
Ready for what?
Whatever could you mean? Perhaps you intend to throw us a party in celebration of our outstanding finesse? Party?
Just ignore him.
Very well. No, I asked him to prepare for another round, of course.
What? You said we'd only be fighting 2 battles.
I did. However, in response, you distinctly proclaimed that you were okay with any number of rounds.
Well, I may have said that, technically. Shara! Well, we can't do anything about it now. What can I say? I was caught up in the moment.
I'd like to take you up on that offer and request one more round, and I shall serve as your final opponent.
Wait, you, Colonel?
Ah, so at long last your true intentions are revealed. You cannot bear to watch and wait without testing your own skills well. There's no need to hide such feelings, sir. Haha, guess I've been seen right through.
Ah, I see now. Well, don't worry. I'm always up for more.
Sorry to keep you waiting, sir. It's no problem. Now then, let us begin. Are you prepared?
Whenever you are.
On your guard! Oh, shit. Okay, that ain't good. Oh, you resisted it. That ain't good. Oh no, that ain't good. Oh crap, okay. Oh hey. It revives him? Okay, cool. I can live with that. Ooh. Oh no, that ain't good. Oh god.
to go.
Oh no, that ain't good. Oh god. Okay, that ain't good. That ain't remotely good.
We're good to go. Now, my biggest last. Here I
Take that.
Oh boy.
We're good to go. We're good to go. Let's race.
Ah, crap. Oh shit, that ain't good. Oh boy.
Now, light of the heavens, break and fly!
Take that.
Man, this is gonna be a tough one. Ah, bullshit. Wait, I've almost got him. He's on the ropes! We did it! And ironically, it was only Sherazard who fell.
Okay, we won. I think somehow. Thank goodness. That was close. I don't think we could have taken much more.
Incredible! Total defeat! I'm impressed you did so well, even after back-to-back fights! You're the perfect model for us soldiers.
No, sir. I believe you were the model. It's humbling to admit, but we learned a lot here. Yeah, I don't think we've ever gotten pounded by arts like that before. Maybe we should give our orbment setup another look.
If you two learned something from this, that makes it all worthwhile. True power doesn't stem from the technique itself, after all, but from how you use it. This goes for arts and crafts alike. Excellent advice. Members of the Royal Army train to improve ourselves no less than bracers, and we fully intend to continue doing so, for the sake of lasting peace in this kingdom.
Yeah, we're going to keep training as well. If the chance comes up, I'd love another shot. I'd certainly love another round. Someday.
You have my word that you will have that chance. After all, I don't intend to leave things as they are. I'd like a rematch myself. This concludes our training then. Good work, men. Quest training assistance completed. Friends, thank you for coming out here today. I'm sure we'll have more to ask of you in the future. I hope we can expect similar results when that time comes.
You bet, Colonel Sid. We intend to support the military to the utmost of our ability. If you need anything, don't hesitate to contact the guild.
I will, thank you. As a parting gift, let me offer you this. Officer Belk? Sir! Receive Gladiator Headband. It may not mean much, but it should come in handy at some point. I hope you'll accept it as thanks for your assistance.
Thanks, Colonel Sid. Goodness, thank you very much, Colonel.
Now, if you'll pardon me, I hope we meet again soon.
He's back out on guard. I love it. Good work in there. They really put you through the ringer today. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay, fair enough then. Yeah, that's not really gonna... Well, I mean, I guess it could help Chloe, but... It'd probably be better to give it to someone else, honestly.
Piece of cake.
Dirty carrot.
Well, that takes care of that.
Oh no, that ain't good. Ah, crap.
Now, light of the heavens, radiant flash. Seems you came short.
Whew, okay, we made it back.
Nighty-night, kitty cats.
Okay, let's go check out some more of those side quests. Hopefully I can knock out some more of these tonight, and then next time I'll be able to just start fresh on, you know, the actual game, I guess. The actual, like, main mission, as opposed to the side variety. Okay.
Seems you had a look at the bulletin board. Will you help with the investigation too?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the idea. So by the sign, do you mean the sign with the crest that hangs outside the branch? Yes, that sign was stolen. There are no particular practical problems as is.
Sorry.
There are no particular practical problems as is, but the emblem is the symbol of the guild's mission and duty. With that stolen, we can't just... With that stolen, we can't just sit quietly. I see. Yeah, kind of hard to ignore that. Really, it looks like someone doesn't think much of us. So, what's the series of events? It was discovered yesterday around noon by Brace... It was discovered yesterday around noon by Branch Bracer Ruan. When he came back to report, he realized a sign was missing. We think that the crime happened during the day then. I was away at the time on other business, but a worker in front of the branch witnessed it. It seems the criminal was a person in disguise. Disguise? Estelle? Could it be? No. No way! It seems you have a suspicion. So, how about this? Beauty! Beauteous princess and her companions. The soul of gathered heroes is in my hands. Should you desire its release, you must defeat my curse. The first key is in the city. Search the back of the 40-year-old man. This card was sent shortly after the crime was discovered. From the content, I assume it's declaring responsibility for the crime. It seems is certain. I knew it. It's him. By him, I assume you mean Phantom Thief Blue Blanc? I had heard about the events in Ruan from Jean. I suppose this case marks a challenge from Phantom Hunter B. Phantom Thief B.
Interesting. It is a challenge from none other than my rival. Of course I shall accept.
I don't know, it seems one-sided, yeah? True, it is a very selfish challenge. We have to accept it, though. Anyway, let's start our investigation with what the card says. Let's see, the card's words, in the city, and the back of the 40-year-old man. Huh? If we take it straight as is, I guess we gotta look for an older guy.
Certainly looking at it in a literal sense, it would mean that. But after the case at the school, I think it's clear that it won't be so straightforward.
Those messages were all metaphors, weren't they? I wonder if this one is too. Well, who knows? There's no point in worrying about it, though. Let's start investigating the city. Yes, I think that's the only real option. Well then, I expect good results.
Leave it to us.
Let's be off.
Let's be off. What the hell is that? Okay, so in the city, back of the 40-year-old man. Oh, here's an old-looking man. Seems the city clock is right on point. It's been 40 years since it was built, too. What a sturdy clock. Oh, almost like Russell himself. Okay, so it's clearly the clock. I mean, I had a feeling it was, but, you know, always good to check, right? Okay, so let's go look for the clock. Clock. Oh, hey. It shook a bit, but seems like it's settled now. When I went to the wolf fort a bit ago, there was a tiny little old earthquake. Didn't do anything but jiggle my midsection. That one was a smaller earthquake than this just now, though. Ah, here we go.
Ah! Holy crap! Did you find something? Yeah, you could say that. There's no doubt about it. That's his card. So what's written on it? 1 second. Beauteous princess and her companions. That which you seek is yet far off. Your second key is in the central factory. Search within the wisest one. And that's it for our next hint. I see. Our next step is the central factory. Yeah, we know the place, but who do you think this wisest one is? It's not Professor Russell, right? Whoever it is, we know where our next clue can be found at least. Let's go and see what we can find.
Let's be off.
Yeah, let's go.
Why are they saying let's be off now? Where did this come from? It just seems kind of out of character. Okay, so that's the down escalator, and that's the up one. My legs, they still kind of feel like they're shaking. It's okay. I'm okay. Deep breaths. Deep breaths.
Simon, if you're rattled by a tiny thing like an earthquake, there's no hope for you in negotiations. Keep it together, will you?
Huh? Estelle! And even Sherazard!
Freddy? What the heck are you doing here? My, it really is a small world. How's the shop?
Well, I've left things in Roland to my dad and came here to train. I'm learning about the new orbment models.
So there's training for that, huh? Oh yeah, you said you'd studied here before, didn't you, Freddy?
Yep, had the basics beaten into me here when I was young. Well, I guess even now I'm having the basics of the new model beaten into me. By the way, Joshua's not with you?
Yeah. Some stuff came up, so we're, working separately for now.
Huh, too bad. Would have been nice to see Joshua too. But I'm pretty happy just to run into you here. It'll be a good story to tell my dad once I get back to Roland. Anyway, good luck with your work.
Good luck on your end too, Freddy.
All that panic over a little earthquake. What a bunch of cowards. In my youth, we kept on experimenting right through a fire. I mean, look at Russell. You only get crazy hair like that when it all burns off once or twice.
Oh, who could this be? Ah, hey Hazel, it's been a while. I'm glad to see you're looking as energetic as always. I see, so that's what it was. Huh? What was that? Well, Kilika said she'd called for assistance. She must have meant all of you. Probably, yeah. We'll be in sights for a while. We're looking forward to working with you. Yes, as am I with you. Well then, good luck on your end. Yeah, you too, Hazel.
Okay, I know exactly what they're talking about when they say the wise one. I just forget which floor it's on. Okay, let's see. Okay, no, that's the workshop. So, no. Okay, who's this guy?
Got a sec? We're from the guild.
Oh, you came! Huh?
What is it?
No, you. Aren't you the person who delivered that prototype from Ruan a while back?
Did I?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. You came to the weapon shop with a black-haired boy.
Black-haired boy? That's gotta be Joshua. Thinking about it, I guess that might have happened. Yeah, well, if you're curious, have a look in your notebook. More importantly, I think right now we should talk work. Ah, right.
So then, did you come because you saw the board?
Of course. Look like you're recruiting testers for an orbital gun.
Well, yeah, actually, but actually I was just having problems since I wasn't getting many respondents. I know it's kind of sudden, but can I give you the explanation of the job now? Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well then, let me explain. As you know, my request is a test of an orbital gun. I want you to check the reliability of this gun through live battle.
Check the reliability?
To put it very simply, I want you to test its endurance. All machines have failings you'd never know unless you use them. The causes of many problems are usually things no one even imagined during the development period. I want to pinpoint any hidden weaknesses and strengthen the reliability of my gun as a weapon. And that's the goal of this test. I believe I understand the intent. To use a bit more specialized term, you want a combat demonstration. Yes, exactly. Incidentally, are you the shooter who will be doing the test? It is a singular pleasure to meet you. I am the roaming poet and musician, the indomitable hunter of love, the one and only Olivier Lenheim. Hunter of...
Just ignore that. Sure, he might be a total weirdo, but his skill with the gun is legit.
Oh, what's that? Did I detect a slight imbalance of emphasis on the former part of your speech rather than the latter?
Well, now, what does that matter? Everyone acknowledges your ability.
I see. Well, in that case, I guess I'll trust you. Consider yourself without fear, my good man.
Will this really be okay?
Anyway, for now, here's the gun. See, that's the gun I'd like you to test. As thanks for coming, I'll let you have that gratis. Well, that is a most generous gift. And still, this gun, it's got a somewhat unique structure. Haha, of course it does. I'd be more upset if you were familiar with it. After all, the drive portion of this is a new model I developed. How about it? Think you can handle it? But of course. I'm sure that this gun will play a most beauteous harmony. Great to hear!
If you're done stroking that gun, Olivier, we'd like to know more about the job. We still haven't heard exactly what we should be doing.
Oh, haha, true enough. Well, please go on. It's more or less as you said. Basically, I want you to wield this gun in live combat, then come back with the results. I'd like you to test it over on the Trat Plains Road. That way, even if trouble comes up, it shouldn't be too much of an issue.
Understood. The Trat Plains Road.
At a minimum, I'd like you to fight 10 battles. Of course, I want you to fight them to the end. Fleeing over and over wouldn't be much of a combat test. Let me check then. Go out onto the Trat Plains Road equipped with this gun. Then fight about 10 battles to victory there.
Then once that's complete, return here and report. Is that about it?
Yeah, I think that should do it. If you don't have any more questions, I'd like you to get to it. Everything clear?
Yep, I think we got it. We'll be back soon.
Olivier, I'm trusting you. Worry not. I never disappoint. Well, let's make sure that is, okay. It's a stronger gun. That's something. Nope. This isn't it. Honestly. I checked our measuring equipment when the last earthquake happened, but it's weird. It doesn't share any similarities with our previous data on earthquakes. It may have been an earthquake caused by some special source.
Ah, Gustav!
Well, well, this is a surprise. Been a long time.
Yeah, it has. You're looking well, Gustav.
You're on work again?
Yeah, we're filling in a bit for the Zeiss branch, so we'll be in town for a bit.
Well, that's good to hear. If anything comes up, you'll be the first one I call.
Yeah, leave it to us.
By the way, did you go see the professor yet?
Oh, we just went, yeah. We got quite the reception from Tita.
Haha, I bet you did. She really does admire you, you know. We're scheduled to load the new engine onto the Arzile very soon. Right now, I'm working with the maintenance chief to put together a plan for the job. I'm really relieved there was no damage from the earthquake. It'd be pretty sad if our preparations for the work got delayed. Okay, so maybe it's on the 4th floor then.
Oh, you all. Oh, Dr. Miriam. Thank you very much for your help back then. No, I didn't do anything. If you want to thank anyone, you should thank the priest who supplies the medicine. So, is Agate well? Yeah, no problem. Seems like he's totally back to normal. I see. Good to hear that. That's some vitality. I guess that's a bracer for you. Your body is your capital. Well, that's Agate anyway. If nothing else, he's a walking damage sponge. If anything comes up, stop by any time. Of course, I never want to see an injury like that again. Yeah, we'll stay on our toes. Any job could have danger in it after all. Yes, absolutely, Estelle. To perpetually sharpen your awareness to prepare for unseen threats. Cassius often spoke of that as the mindset of a bracer. Yes, don't forget those words. Continue to be careful as you attend to your work. Yeah, you got it. Well, see you later, Dr. Miriam. Meow.
Cat. I guess I'll be continuing research with the greenhouse. Though to be honest, I'll be leaving most of it to Terry. I wonder if there isn't some more interesting direction I could take using the greenhouse. Hey, it's been a while. Remember me? I'm Terry. I was doing research on sneakers. Please say you remember me.
Don't worry, I remember you. It was a job for Stregas. No way I'd forget a dream job like that. So, still researching shoes, Terry?
Not anymore. Thanks to your help getting that data before, I was able to achieve my research goals. After handing the findings over to the Strega Corporation, the job was finished. Oh yeah, I gave them your message like I said I would. I told them a Bracer fan said she couldn't wait to see the next new project.
Really?
Yeah, of course. The Strega developers were really touched. They were making jokes about making a Bracer model next.
Aw, it was just a joke?
Who knows? I thought it was a joke anyway. One way or another, I got more research funding. So right now, I'm looking for a new research theme. I might ask the guild for help again. Hope I can count on you like before if anything comes up.
Yeah, don't hesitate to contact us. Also, I'm sure you know, but be sure to prioritize requests from the Strega Corporation, okay? And if you need a bracer, I'm your woman.
Understood. Okay, maybe it was on the 5th floor then. There it is. That's the one. The orbital calculator. Memory check. Okay. Database. Okay, never mind then. Hey, it's you! Man, it's been a while.
Yeah, it has. How's Capel doing?
Oh, thanks for asking. It's doing great. There's no sign of any real damage from the earthquake at the moment. If needed, you can use it any time to look up things. After all, we owe you a lot when it comes to the Capel. I'd say you've more than earned the right.
Thanks. Well, if needed, we'll be sure to make use of it.
Sure thing, anytime. This room's up on the 5th floor, so we got shaken up quite a bit from that earthquake. Hopefully the Capel doesn't throw another fit over this. Okay, so clearly I was wrong. I assumed it was the Capel I was looking for. Oh, hey. Okay, well in that case, let's try... Second floor library. Oh, Estelle, you've come!
I'm Chief Murdoch. Long time no see. Not since the birthday celebrations, right?
Yes, indeed. A lot has happened, but I'm glad to see you are well.
Thanks, sir.
Incidentally, this is...
Oh yeah, Shara. No, sorry. This is my superior in the branch. Relent Branch Guild Bracer, Sherazard Harvey. It may not be for long, but I look forward to working here.
a pleasure to meet you. For the moment, it seems like you'll be staying here to back up this ice branch. It's very reassuring to have you all here. I hope for the best.
Yes, please leave it to us. Yeah, we'll do our best. That reminds me. I hear you'll be cooperating with the guild, sir.
Yes, Kielka rang me up after that earthquake. I'll be gathering information on whether or not there was anything out of the ordinary before or after that earthquake. I've just started though, so I don't have much for you yet.
Guess it's not that easy to get answers, huh? Well, our next step is to check out the wolf fort, so good luck with the investigation within the city, sir.
Yes, if I find anything out, I'll contact the guild. You all take care, Steele.
Yeah, later. Oh, hey, there's a familiar face. You're that person who found me a book a while back. Yeah, that did happen. The memory seems really painful somehow, though. Don't worry, I don't intend to put out any new requests anytime soon. There's a newbie posted here recently, so I'm leaving little tasks to her. Huh, nice. Well, for now. If something comes up that's too much for her, I'll probably ask the guild. I hope you'll help me out when the time comes. Sure thing. Thank you. Just look at all this. That earthquake did a real number on this place. Well, it's probably more like 50% earthquake, 50% lazy boss.
Okay, maybe we do need to talk to Professor Russell to get, like, the answer. If the answer ends up being the Capel, I'm gonna be kind of angry, though.
Oh, hey guys! I'm sure there's a device we're preparing now will be useful. We'll work on it as fast as we can, so wait just a bit longer.
How goes the investigation? It'll still take me a bit of time to get ready. Once I'm prepared, I'll contact the guild.
I think I've spoken to everyone in here. Let's go up to the roof then. Search within the wisest one. Oh, wait. Of course. Search within the wisest one. I get it now. Dedoy. The answer is clear. I'm such an idiot. Establishment. Right. Edgar the Third. Bracer Guild sign. Entry. Bracer Guild sign. A metal sign removed from the Zeiss branch of the incompetent Bracer Guild by the genius and dashing Phantom Thief Blue Blanc. While its financial value is insignificant, the shock to guild members is likely considerable. And reading this now must fill you with shame. Ha! I've probably said enough. I need to provide the next key. The third key is in the city. Gaze up at the three-headed brothers. Note, this entry will self-delete. You're recommended to commit this entry to a memo immediately. That's incredible! I should have known.
Hey, this... What the heck is something like this written in the Capel?
How such a thing was accomplished, I do not know. But the data appears to have been overwritten. Even for my enemy, I must say bravo.
My, he really is a bottomless bag of tricks. Putting that aside, you wrote that down, right? Yeah, of course. Our next stop's somewhere in the town. I believe we're searching for the three... I believe we're searching for three-headed brothers. It must be a metaphor of some kind. That's plenty enough to go on, thankfully. Let's head into town.
Okay, so in the city, in the town... Wait, in the town... Oh man, do I have to go all the way to Elmo for this? I'm gonna be kind of angry if I do. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so Elmo is on the... Okay, no, you know what? That's fine. I can kill two birds with one stone then, in that case. Wow. Olivier is kind of slow here. I don't like it. At least it does a decent amount of damage. Got Earthworm.
Nicely done.
Let me show you the true lesson. Take that. Enjoy the show.
Hooray, someone leveled up. Oh, it was Chloe. Okay, no, that's cool. I have no idea what that was supposed to be, but I'll take it. Ooh, okay, cool. We finally have our first chain too. I like it. I like it a lot.
You're right, please.
Piece of cake.
Take that.
Oh, that ain't good. Okay, let's see here now. Items. Oh, wait. Found insulating tape. I knew you'd come back to me someday. Look, look, this is Chess Jr. Our Chess Jr.
Enjoy the show.
Oh, are we done all?
Bet I could fish here.
Yeah, let's do it. Ah, come on. Alright, let's try that again. Gotcha! Crab! Gotcha. Another crab, okay. Okay, so I guess I'm only gonna find crabs there. Ooh, okay, Estelle learned Chain 2 now. Groovy. Oh.
Let me show you the true essence. Take that.
Oh my god, stop calling allies, for Christ's sake.
Oh, are we done already?
Oh, good. Okay, so...
Piece of cake.
I read about the martial arts competition in the Liberal News. It said that a bracer team won. Bracers are really strong, huh? Bracers must be strong if they're going around winning tournaments, huh? Alright, I'm gonna play the bracer from now on. Bracers are fine, but the special forces are cool too. I love playing the villain. I'm in charge of the culture column for the Liberal News. No matter how many times I come, I always fall in love with this village's Eastern-style design. I've done an article about the inn here before. This time I want to write up a piece about the cuisine. stew. Passion omelet, check. Flour milkshake, check. Ambrosial egg, check. I've come all the way from Bose to visit the bats. These springs are worth it, though. Best in the country, I tell ya. Ah, welcome. Welcome to the Maple Leaf Inn. We're famous for our Eastern-style cooking here. Please try some and enjoy yourselves.
Oh, welcome. Long time no see, Miss Mao. Ah, Estelle, it has been a while. You seem a lot more grown up since the last time we met. Really?
Madam, thank you for your care the other day.
Oh, I thought I knew you. If it isn't Olivier. What brings you back, dear?
I have my reasons. Currently, I am accompanying Estelle as a supporter.
Do you two know each other? Yes, dear. He stayed here not that long ago. He's the first customer we've ever had that played a lute in the beds. I guess you do the same thing everywhere.
'Tis the sacred duty of all those dedicated to the arts. Time and location mean nothing to one who serves the goddess of beauty.
Yeah, but playing your lute in the buff? And now that image is in my head. Ew. Well, one way or another, glad you liked our beds. How about staying for a while? I think we'd love to, but unfortunately we're in the middle of work. We'll have to have our soak a little later on down the line. What? On the job again? Don't you bracers ever take a day off? Well, at least take a quick dip before you go. You're all welcome to go in any time. Ah, that sounds really nice. If we get some time, we'll definitely take you up on that.
Yeah, we'll just rest. Let's talk to the innkeeper.
If you're in need of a rejuvenating soak, feel free to hit the baths whenever you like. Well, take care.
Okay, so the three-headed brothers. Okay, in town. Okay, that's locked. Oh, autumn souvenirs, huh? Alright. Let's see, what do you got for me here? Terra Balm. Azalea fruit. Actually, it'd be nice to get some of those. Ah, here we go. Fresh herbs. Okay, we're gonna. Excuse me. Ah, hey, welcome. I've got new stuff in, so take a look. Not many customers are coming. I hope Quante is doing his job out there and calling in customers.
Oh, are you looking for the inn? The Maple Leaf Inn is straight down the front road. I didn't have anything better to do, so I got a part-time job cleaning. But all our customers are so old that it's hard to get excited about work. What? Over there, could it be?
It's been a while. Have you been a good girl?
Ah, I knew it! It's Lord Olivier! I'm so happy! You came again? Lord Olivier? Lord Olivier, come by and sing again. You're most magnificent playing your lute after all.
Oh God, that's incredible. I love it. Hey, welcome. Give our pride, our Eastern-style cooking a try. Leave. Leave. Okay, maybe I went to the wrong spot then. Thought this was the town. Let's see. Okay. Is there another town here? I mean, I guess what they could have meant was just, like, go back to the city. But I mean, you know, they said town, so I mean, I assume, like, they called the first one city. So you would think that...
Enjoy the show.
Oh, in the God damn it. Okay, so they did trick me. Okay, so yeah, alright, fair enough then. So let's go back to the Zeiss. Yeah, crap. Burke. Burke. Okay, three-headed siblings. Three-headed... Oh, here we go. There don't seem to be any aftershocks, so I bet my store's okay, but... Still, earthquakes. Okay, yeah, no, I already read that. What I want you to do is test my new Zero-type orbital gun. I want you to go and fight at least 10 battles with that gun equipped. I'd like you to do the testing over on the Trat Plains Road. It's fairly safe after all. Once you've completed the required number of battles, come back here. That's about it for my request. Report. Hey, come to report?
Yeah, we fought the battles.
Well then, allow us to report the results to date. Olivier reported the current results of the test to Carl. Yeah, seems like you fought enough. Alright, we'll call that test complete.
Phew, finally over. That was rougher than I expected.
Seems like you worked hard. But as but a humble assistant, it was the least I could do. So, Olivier, were there any problems? No, absolutely no problems. A stable trajectory and a perfectly centered balance. I'm eager to see a fine piece of work like this out on the market. Phew! Thank goodness! You have no idea how relieved I am to hear that. Alright, seems like I can finally see the production phase on the horizon.
Oh, it's not going to be mass-produced yet? Looks like it's pretty done from my point of view.
No, it still needs a bit more time. Now I need to hone in on the fine details for the manufacturing. And I'm able to do that because of the results you got me from this test. This new info should make further research fly ahead. Keep up the good work. A new model orbital gun. I'll be expecting great things. Yeah, look forward to it. Oh, right. One sec before you go.
Huh? Was there something else?
Yeah, take this with you. Ooh, hit 3. It was bothering me a bit that the reward was kind of meager. Well, think of this as making up for that. It's not a bad thing to have a bit of... So, please take it.
Oh yeah, thanks.
We'll be glad to use it. Well then, if anything else comes up, I'll call you guys. You all take care.
See you later.
Let's see, do I have anyone who has a hit equipped? Well, Olivier does. Let's see if anyone else does. Yeah, just Olivier. Okay, in that case. Enjoy the upgrade, pal. Ooh, Chaos Brand. That could be fun. Okay, let's get out and see if we can find them three-headed siblings. Seriously though, why would they call it the town if it's in the city? Those are different terms. I mean, am I crazy about that? Okay, so I see... Hatted siblings has to be a metaphor again, so let's see. Probably like 3 similar looking buildings. Wait, what the... Okay, so that's... Oh, 3-headed siblings. Here we go.
Here are 3 chimneys at different heights. Hey, don't you think this could be the 3-headed brothers? All 3 are at different heights. I see. Perhaps this is what was meant by brothers. This seems to be the only building with 3 chimneys at different heights. I'd say it's possible. Why don't we have a look?
There was a card stuck to the chimney pipe.
All right, found it!
The door has already been opened. Let the souls of heroes descend into the quiet earth. Raise your voice high and chant to the goddess. C26DE.
Phew! I think this next step is the last. Please let it be the last one. Still, chant to the goddess? In the quiet earth of all things?
The quiet earth is probably exactly what it sounds like, somewhere underground. The problem is goddess and the incomprehensible part after that.
Well, for now, let's go underground. There's only one place I can think of when you say underground in Zeiss. Yeah, let's get going.
Okay, you know what? I think I've made some pretty good progress. I'm going to report my missions. Training assistance. Full. New model orbital gun. And, oh, F+. Septium vein, huh?
Good work. It seems you've successfully accomplished your goals. If you complete any missions, come report them to me.
I wonder what that septium vein is. Oh, that's new. Alright, let's see. Septium vein. Increases alt. Ooh, okay, yeah, no, that sounds like it could be helpful, actually. Okay, there we go. Alright, so let's just save here. Okay, and I guess we'll call it a night here. So until next time, this has been Back to Log Off. I've been Professor Icepick. Actually, let's go back to the title screen. So anyway, this has been Back to Log Off. I've been Professor Icepick, signing off. See you next time.